and Phoenix. No appointments necessary. Simply come in when you're ready to start your weight loss journey. I've got a way for you to get your first week absolutely free. It's normally $31.95 per week, but if you mention Money Radio, you can get started losing those extra 15, 20, maybe more pounds. Don't wait any longer. You can call 602-441-3305 or go to their website, valleymedicalweightloss.com. No upfront fees, and your first week's on us. Give it a try, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, done with the hair plugs, the high heels, the douchebags, the daddy issues, the desperation, the Gucci and the golf. We're back in our, regular element. Studios. So, a lot of fun out there at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on, how we did in our wagers and stuff like that. Not only the Phoenix Open, but also for the Super Bowl. Did you guys have a good weekend? Randy, did you have an amazing Super Bowl Sunday? Was it everything you dreamed it would be?
It was a Super Bowl Sunday. I had a nice cigar during halftime to enjoy a nice evening with Miss Kim the day before Valentine's Day.
Nice.
And it didn't end exactly the way I thought it was going to, but it was nice. I need to clear something up here that came out on social media over the weekend. I hope you'll permit me just a few seconds here. Apparently, there was some sort of a text that went out on, I don't know what, Instagram, face dorks. I don't even know what it is, but it appeared there was a Caucasian male laying face down in the grass out at the Phoenix Open. And there were many comments on that. And Big George, Big USA George, said, is that at Radio Randy 777? No, George, because I was not out at the Open at all last week. I am not permitted to be on the premises for reasons that I'm not able to talk about. Let's just say it's the owner tent incident.
I've been told I got to wait 10 years to even read the report.
Yeah, well, that's true. It has been somewhat locked away. Anyway, that was not me. I actually was. I started drinking beer at 7:45 on that Saturday. I was out at my grandson's t-ball game, and I was happily conscious and very moved to see you thinking of me on that Saturday. However, that was not me.
Wait,
out at the Phoenix Open.
Can we just rewind for a second? Did you just say you were getting liquored up at 7:45 a.m.?
Yeah,
and then later that morning at a child's ball game?
Well, I was actually at the child's ball game, the place where they play this t-ball game. They serve beverages, and I was having a couple of beverages out at the t-ball game.
That's amazing. I've never heard, and this is probably the worst idea ever with the way parents are. I've never heard of a place that has beer concessions for kids t-ball.
Well, they have multiple levels of sporting events going on. They got baseball. There's a sand volleyball thing. There's softball fields. There was actually a car show I would have loved to have gone to had could I figure out the logistics to get into the car show. But I was out at my grandson's t-ball game, and then I came back here to the compound to get ready for a big shindig that's up and coming.
All right, Keon, you did spend a couple of days out there at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, seeing, I guess, the aftermath of what we did for the week. But your first time ever at that event, the humanity. What was your take on it?
It was as wild as advertised. Everybody that said that it's probably the biggest party you'll ever go to in your life, they were not lying. They were all telling the truth. And I appreciate them all telling the truth. And also there were, some things that I was, prepared for. And I found where they were giving away the free samples of
there you go.
The various beers and things. So that took most of my Saturday. And then I actually watched some golf on Sunday. So yeah, it wound up being really, really fun. And I would love to go back.
So you want to go back? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what we need to do next year. I'm not going out there without you guys. We'll get somebody to sit there and push the buttons for Keon. But Randy, me and Keon are going out. If we get knocked off the air, then they can enjoy some CBS Sports Radio for all I care, because it's not as much fun without you guys with me. So, but we Ralph was okay, but he could be there too, I guess. But I'm just saying. Ralph sends me a text message last night, and he's like, next year we got to be out at Radio Row because the Super Bowl is in Glendale. I'm like, well, you can go. I don't. Do you want
have no desire to be on radio?
Do you, Keon? Do you want to do Radio Row?
No, I mean I've listened to enough sport talk radio over the course of my life to hear how those Radio Row interviews go. There's like 10% of them are actually interesting. It's rough.
Well, for Jim Rome, and he was on Radio Row, and of course, even on his show, they're just sitting there trying to sell stuff, plug stuff, whatever, and that's fine. And he had the right spirit about it. Let them do their thing, and then you get some good time with them, for access. But guess what? You get that much access when you're Jim Rome. What you get when you're us is they do their little ad spiel and say, "Sorry, got to go to the next one," and you're like, "Wow, why did I do that?"
Yeah, it's. Yeah, it just winds up being maybe 1 in 10 athletes is gracious enough to actually sit there and talk with you. Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of effort for not that much gain.
Which is why if we do anything like that, we're sending you, Keon, along with Ralph, because he just feels like he wants to be there. Well, you will be sent to monitor and make sure Ralph comes back alive. But listen, we may not even get access. I don't know. We're not going to worry about it. It's a year away. And here's what we learned from the Super Bowl Sunday. Okay. Before we get down into the X's and O's and all the different this and that and dramas and whatnot, some notes on the Super Bowl. Okay. The Rock is totally on steroids.
Okay.
Matt Damon's mustache is worse than his crypto commercial.
Well, I think he might be in production on a movie, and he's got to have that cheesy mustache. Anyway, go ahead.
Or he's lost a bet. And by the way, you don't have to grow that mustache. They'll put a fake one on you.
Okay.
It's CGI that thing, but don't walk around in public like that.
Maybe he's a method actor.
He's a meth actor. Turns out we learned this, not a penalty to throw a defender onto the ground, but by the face mask.
Yeah.
No problem.
Apparently.
Not even a problem. The real dinosaurs in the next Jurassic Park movie, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. That is what we learned from watching the commercials.
Yeah.
We also, from watching the halftime show, learned that Tucker Carlson had nothing to do with it. He had no say in any of it. Also learned that Kevin Hart will do a commercial for anything.
I feel like we didn't learn that today. I feel like that's been Kevin Hart will do really
worse than ever.
I actually didn't pay that much attention to the commercials this year.
Let's see. Dolly Parton had so much plastic surgery she can no longer enunciate. She didn't used to be like that. What the hell happened to her? Did she Botox her gums? What the hell?
I saw that and I turned to Miss Kim. I said, man, she's got to be at least 85.
She's not. She's 76. My mom don't talk like that. She's younger than Dolly Parton. I don't know. The Rams proved something. They learned that you can buy a Super Bowl ring. Let's see. NBC wanted to teach us something. Evidently, they have a streaming service called Peacock because that's all they did was tell you that through the entire broadcast.
And you know what else was telling me that? I had the Peacock app on my phone because some shows are free. And the Peacock app was like, hey, have you tried watching the Super Bowl on the Peacock app?
Why would I do that?
I got a bunch of notifications for it. And I was like, I'm about to delete this damn thing. There's no show on here that's so good that it's worth you taking all of my my cell phone battery.
Oh, I don't know. There's that that show about the show on Netflix. They did a show about a show on Netflix. The Carol Baskin BS, whatever that is. Of course, now another thing, the best tackle of the night, I think that goes, whoever the hell that guy was that tackled Pete Davidson in the commercial. That was the best tackle of the night. We also learned that 50 Cent clearly been ordering a little bit too much off the dollar menu, if you know what I'm saying. And by the way, why was he upside down?
Nobody knows.
That just didn't make any sense at all.
He was an instant meme on the internet because nobody has any idea why.
I thought, well, that's been a nod to his old video or something like that. Just for no apparent reason. He's already puffy enough, swollen enough, and now he's
I think you're thinking of Sean Puffy Combs.
Yeah,
I don't think you're thinking of 50 Cent.
He's at least 75 cents now. And if we're honest,
67 cents.
If we're honest, the Pepsi halftime show probably could have just been sponsored by Metamucil because they were old. Damn it, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They were old. Man card violation does need to be issued. Can you guess who I'm going to issue it to?
Oh, OBJ.
No, he didn't cry. Aaron Donald did.
Yes, he did.
Did you? OBJ.
I
you
missed
didn't
it.
see him at the. Let me show you. This is the still that they had of OBJ today.
That's just been going around. Yeah, no, he was definitely.
Oh, I'm going to add another one here. Hold on.
OBJ.
Get that pen out here.
Yeah.
Well, I saw him looking mopey. I never saw him crying, but Aaron Donald, he was crying during the post-game interview. You just tried to choke a guy 2 weeks ago, tough guy, and you're going to turn around now. Oh, sadness just gripped my heart because I like Aaron Donald, and I'm sorry, man card violation, and I'll investigate it, but a tentative one for OBJ. I trust you and your judgment, Randy White. So yeah, I'm not even going to look at it. I don't want to look at it.
I'm backing up Randy's story on that. OBJ was definitely.
When was he crying? After they won?
After the game. Yeah, after they won. Yeah, after the game.
Dude, you got a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So what if you wrecked your knee?
He wasn't crying. It wasn't about his knee. It was
because they won the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was happy crying.
That's a violation. It's just a violation.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd care why. I'm just.
Also, I'm pretty sure I learned that Cooper Kupp is read to after hearing him talk at the end of the Super Bowl. And what I mean is, this is not a guy who's reading his own books because what is the thing with the beard? And he sounded just like the dumbest guy at the end. And now I did appreciate this. He was sort of shell shocked. He was just like, they're like, you're the MVP. And he's like, I'm not sure I deserve this. He was probably thinking of crybaby Aaron Donald. And he was just like, this is like ridiculous. I'm not sure I deserve this. It's very humbling and it's about the team and da-da-da-da. But, he had the right attitude at that moment because, he didn't play like Cooper Kupp normally plays. Matthew Stafford really didn't play like he did. But Aaron Donald, he was the difference maker. He's the guy who jumped up and basically created the win for them. And help me out, Keon. Why did they name Cooper Kupp and his bet busting 92 yards. You son of a bitch, could have got 8 more yards so I could win a bet. But how does this Cooper Kupp's 8 passes, 92 yards over the course of the game overshadow what Aaron Donald did?
It's the touchdowns, I think, that put him over the top, and as being the guy that catches the game-winning touchdown or that
clutch catches, man, clutch catches.
I think that's what put him over the top. Now, if you ask me, I say I would give it to Aaron Donald because he broke the game at that point, not just at the end, but there were multiple moments where even the play before to stop them from picking up that first down and stop them 1 yard short. Aaron Donald grabs the running back Pirine and pulls him backwards, and that stops it from going forward. So, yeah, I would say Aaron Donald, but Cooper Kupp, I think, is the touchdowns, the clutch catches, and the go-ahead touchdown in particular.
Yeah, Coach Zach Taylor and Coach Ryan Seacrest for the Rams both showed us their immaturity as coaches. Because, listen, I'm no genius when it comes. I mean, I'll whoop your ass in some Madden, but that doesn't make me a head coach. But I was sitting there going, oh, don't run it. What? And why are you running it without Mixon? Mixon's the guy for this, not that guy. And why are you running the ball at Aaron Donald? You know, he's aware of what you're doing, right? And I just thought they should have just flicked it or even had Joe Burrow make a little run at it or something. But whatever. I mean, you know, Monday morning quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, Cooper Kupp got the MVP. I think it should have gone to Aaron Donald, but the MVP on the losing team, I had to look his name up because I'd never heard of him before. Do you know who I'm thinking?
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Are you saying they actually named an MVP on the Bengals?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did. I did.
For a second, I thought, dear God, the snowflakes have gone too far this time.
I'm saying this is the MVP on the losing team. And the reason I'm saying this is I was impressed by his play. This guy was on fire. This guy was a large part of why the Bengals were so in it. This guy was a guy that you would want on your team. And I'm talking about Logan Wilson, number 55 on the defense for the Bengals. The guy was everywhere. Beast. Yeah. And he wasn't just making tackles. He was making people regret their decisions to play games that require pads. He was bam, and he was everywhere on that field.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by Logan Wilson. No, we're not going to give a participation trophy. No, you don't get an MVP on the losing team. But if the Bengals had won, I would have been tempted to say he's the guy who should have got it.
Yeah, I agree with you. That guy was front and center the entire game. There was no let up in him, even in the fourth quarter, even after that horrible call, which, by the way, was a horrible call. The officiating crew, although I think they were good most of the game, but at the end there, when they called that on him, that was just terrible.
Well, there were some bad non-calls and there were some bad calls. So did it all balance out or not? A lot of people are trying to say that the NFL wanted to give it to the Rams. I don't think so. I will tell you my thoughts on that a little bit later on, but I think there was a different directive issued from the NFL to the referees than what you think it was. And the evidence is right there on the tape. The evidence is in how the entire game was played by the officials. We'll get more into that a little bit later on. Really, if we're honest, the real Super Bowl MVP, the one that made the difference the most to the Rams winning has got to be, and I don't know if you can give them all trophies, but the offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. They should get the MVP from the Rams because that Joe Burrow got sacked. What was it? 7 times. Seven times.
That tied for number 1 in Super Bowls.
And I was impressed by the Bengals defense. They did hang in there for the first half. They did hang in there and surprise you. But Joe Burrow just never really seemed to get a whole lot going there. But I'll tell you what, this happened the way it needed to happen. Matthew Stafford, and I don't like to use the word deserves, but Matthew Stafford, he does deserve. He has earned this Super Bowl. Now, that just shows that he also should have a lawsuit against the Lions for neglect because they squandered an entire decade of his life. He shows up first year on this team and wins them a Super Bowl. And it shows you what he could have been doing the entire time had he been on some other team. And it's about damn criminal what they did to Matthew Stafford. But he needed this more than Joe Burrow. Why? Because Joe Burrow has a story. The story is, imagine what I could have done with an offensive line. Look at what we did without one. A lot of people might criticize and say, well, you've been doing it all years without one. Why couldn't you do it with the Rams? You beat the Rams before. Guys, come on.
When a team has 2 weeks to game plan for you, that's a different concept entirely.
So all they need to do is concentrate on the draft, and these Bengals are coming back, and they're going to be scary good. Joe Burrow is scary good. We'll not tag him with the next Tom Brady like everybody wants to. I didn't tag Patrick Mahomes with the next Tom Brady like everybody wants to. Let these guys develop and be what they're going to be. They may fizzle. They may become stars. Who knows? Colt McCoy might be the next big thing. If things keep going the way they're going around the Cardinals organization. Yeah. But, we don't know for sure until we see it. But you know who Joe Burrow reminded me of more than anything in the last season? Getting sacked 70 times in the season and postseason, third most ever. Those are some echoes of Andrew Luck right there.
A little bit, yeah.
So they better get him taken care of. Or you may see him go, I'm out of here. I can't take the.
Actually, I watched the reason why they drafted Jamar Chase in that game, because you're looking at that offensive line, and people said, well, maybe you should take the left tackle Penei Sewell. The tackles were never really the problem with the Bengals. Right. Those three guys in the middle, the two guards in the center, get beaten so badly, so constantly. Anytime they were one-on-one with any Rams defensive lineman, they were losing, and they were losing immediately. And it was bull rushes too. It wasn't like technique or anything. It was just, I can overpower you because you're bad at being an offensive lineman.
We have a lot of text sitting here on the text line waiting to be read. We're going to talk more about the Super Bowl. And listen, I know you guys have heard all about it now for 24 hours. So, we're going to talk our way about it, and then we'll move on to something else. But there is one truth on this planet, and I did tweet this earlier. Football, after these conversations, is over. It's time to get back to Chorin. Your wife, she's the new head coach. The Home Depot, that's your new stadium. 6 months of hard labor begins right now. So let's just sort of soak in this last game. Talk about how we did with our bets, and talk about what the future might be for your teams and these teams and other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Arizona moving up in the top 25 rankings. They move up one spot to number 3 in the AP poll, and they move up one spot to number 4 in the coaches poll. And their odds to win the national championship this year also continuing to go up. Number 1, Gonzaga has the best odds to win it all this year. They pay out at plus 400 on the money line. But now Arizona, along with Kentucky, they each pay out at plus 800 as they have the second best odds to win it all. Auburn and Purdue are each paying out at plus 1,000. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
College basketball is on the Fanatic. Are you ready for the madness? GCU is charging through the WAC on a collision course for the big dance. Catch their games live on the home of GCU basketball. We catch up with the best the NCAA has to offer. When it comes to college basketball, we are your home for all the action. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and of course now that the football is over, well, except for the Arizona Rattlers, we'll have those games I believe starting in April, but now it's on to college basketball. Yes, there will be a fan pick'em contest for your brackets, so we're going to do some bracketology there, Randy. I know how much you love filling out the brackets, but there will be a chance for cash and prizes on that. More information closer to the March Madness. But tomorrow night, you got Kentucky at Tennessee at 6:45 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. Then on Wednesday, GCU has got California Baptist. That's happening at 7:45 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. So that's what's going on here. Let's get to the text line, 888-368-1580. The Reaper says, Rams are champs. Oh, yeah. Okay. Blissel Hayes says, Kyler Murray doesn't have a little leg to stand on in his contract dispute with the Cardinals, you know. We'll get to that a little bit later on as well. And have we determined that is officially what it is? A contract dispute, or is it just a bunch of people blaming each other for sucking? You know what I mean?
Well, after the article I read this weekend, I would say the latter is true.
All right, we'll get back to that a little bit later. Big George says, LOL, sorry, Randy. I just assumed it was you having a great time at the Phoenix Open after that great owners incident of 2020.
Yeah, see that's the problem, Big George. As you know the law, and you know what an order, a stay away order means. So I have to honor that. Otherwise, Scottsdale PD will pay a visit to my house.
It's one of these rare non-disclosure restraining orders. It's so bad he can't even talk about it. Chief Skull says, afternoon, guys. The Bengals were robbed by the NFL. No, they weren't. And it's so-called referees in that last 2 minutes. Flag fest. I must say, Stephen A. Smith is a total clown for suggesting Aaron Donald is better than Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, that's a objectively bad take. Lawrence Taylor is the freakiest defensive player any of us has ever seen and probably will ever see again.
Aaron Donald is good, but Lawrence Taylor wouldn't have needed Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey. He wouldn't have needed anybody. Thunder Snow says, holy crap, that was 50 Cent. I was wondering who that fat dude was. Lost Toby says, yeah, the In the Club video was him upside down. It's literally a reference to the music video. They still make videos?
Yeah, because that music video came out when I was in high school. I don't remember the In the Club music video exactly, and the parts I remembered don't have anything to do with 50 Cent.
Navy Brad says, happy Monday, man. Question for Randy. With Kyler Murray crying and needing a box of Kleenex, would you trade him to Minnesota for Kirk Cousins straight up?
No.
We're not. Well, Randy is disgruntled. He's not dumb.
If any sentence ends in "Would you trade straight up your quarterback for Kirk Cousins?" the answer it has to be no. Kirk Cousins makes too much money for what Kirk Cousins does.
Well, hey, Randy, you know that Taylor Heineke is thinking it's going to be his year.
It's not.
He's looking forward to the quarterback competition.
Oh boy.
Well,
I don't know who with, but somebody.
Good luck, Taylor. They're replacing you, man.
Boogie says Aaron Donald definitely deserved and should have been the Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Daylight Drew says, hey, fellas, been a long time. Thought the Bengals outplayed the Rams for most of the game. I hate all things LA, so please pour me a Maker's Mark and maybe a beer too. There you go, Daylight Drew. Good to hear from you. I don't think anybody outplayed anybody. It was kind of a horrible game. Am I the only person who's honest enough to say it was just kind of a game?
I don't think it was a horrible game. It was a game that I think Keon and I expected. It was just going to be two teams that were going to battle each other hard. I didn't think it was going to be a domination by one team or the other. And I think that's exactly what we saw. We saw the defense shutting down the Bengals, and we saw the Bengal defense shutting down the Rams. I mean, that's the kind of game I expected out of these two.
Well, I mean, in the end, it was exactly what I had said, which was the offensive line for the Bengals will not withstand the Rams defense. And that's how this thing is going to end. And that's how it did end. But I guess we all got kind of surprised and basically bought into that Bengals defense playing better than expected, which is, I think that was the thing that kept the score close the entire game, or else it would have been ugly. And, a really bad non-call and a face mask by the offense of the Bengals, it had a little something to do with it. Daylight Drew, thank you for that. Hefty Lefty says Kanye wanted to be the guy that tackled Pete Davidson so bad. Speaking of TV shows, did you see there's going to be a 6-episode spinoff for Shorzy? Yeah, we were just talking about it earlier, man. Let's see. Everything's 6 episodes with the Canadians. What the hell's that all about? I think it should probably be more than 6 episodes.
I think it's the metric. It has something to do with the metric system.
The exchange rate is just not right.
Yeah.
King of Kittens says, beautiful Monday, gents. Randy, let's get back to doing what we do best. Drinking. 2 cold beers, please.
All right.
Hey, it was great to meet King of Kittens. I was really bummed out. I didn't get to spend more time talking to some of the guys that came up when we were over there at the Phoenix Open. So it was good. Great to meet you, King of Kittens. 602 Pats fan says, good afternoon, guys. Randy, let me get a beer for this hangover, please.
Absolutely. There you go.
He says, now I'm going to have to go to YouTube for my football fix. Big Kev says, kudos to the Rams organization. If AD calls it a career, it's a well-deserved world championship to take the pads off now. Okay, he's talking about Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
He says, but most of their fans, I don't have any joy for. Most care a lot more about the Lakers, Kings, Dodgers, even Clippers in Tinseltown. Only the Rams diehards I'm happy for. The bandwagoners, no joy. Anyways, it's NASCAR season now for the next 9 months. Says
it is. Welcome to Daytona Week, ladies and gentlemen. The big race coming up this coming Sunday.
That's right. You'll hear it right here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's on at 11:30 a.m. Sunday morning. And of course, we'll talk about it on the race setup here, now part of the Daily Blender on Friday at some point. I don't remember what time we said we're going to do it, but that whatever Randy says, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen. Did you lose the Phoenix Open by 1 shot? Didn't you have canceled? What is he talking about?
I had Patrick Cantlay, and yes, I lost by 1 shot. Thank you very much. I got him at plus 1,400. I put a 150 down on him, and I lost a big
return. You did what? You put 150 down on a golfer?
No, $1.50.
Oh, dear, thank God. Oh my God. Okay. I mean, it's your money, but oh dear Lord.
If I would have put 150 down and he would have delivered, I would have made $2,200. So that wouldn't have been bad.
Well, I had $1 on Craig Hockner, and that would have got me 2,000, but he got cut after the second round. And a happy accident is what helped me break even in all my betting this weekend. I didn't get nothing right when it came to the Super Bowl because I was playing the odds, trying to see if the Bengals could make me a little chunk of money. They did not. I should have done the spread. I did not. And so I'm like, well, that sucks. My wife won a Super Bowl bet. She did put down it would be blue Gatorade, and she was right. So her $2 got her 10. But yeah, Scotty Scheffler of the Waste Management Phoenix Open, him winning. Remember I said I was like, I'm going to have Shafuffle, who was in third place, Matsuyama, who was in eighth, John Rahm in 10th. Well, I accidentally clicked bet on Scheffler, thinking I was betting on Shafuffle, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to leave it. I mean, what is it? It's $1, whatever.
Yeah.
And that $1 paid me $23.
Happy accidents. Happy accidents.
Wiped clean all the mistakes I made on the Super Bowl. I am right back where I was when I started. So then my wife, she has increased her money by 80%. So all the way around, it worked out. Now, I'm sure not every week is going to be that happy, but I'm still having some fun with the DraftKings. So the Waste Management Phoenix Open, since we're mentioning it, we can take a couple seconds and go back to the Super Bowl. Carlos Ortiz had a 9-iron from 179 yards on Sunday to get that hole-in-one. Everybody threw beer. Day before, Sam Ryder did that from 124 yards. Everybody threw beer, and it's a crazy scene. Did you get to see any of that there, Keon?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keon.
I literally walked away from the hole right before the hole-in-one because I was like, okay, let's go to 18 and get a good spot so we can see the last group come around and get the last few groups and see, and it was the 18 was crazy too. Because of course, I believe Scheffler missed the shot that would have won him the tournament at 18. So they ended up going to a playoff.
Right.
But yeah, I missed the hole-in-one. So everyone was coming in behind me going, hey, did you hear about the hole-in-one? And I didn't see it. I walked away just maybe a little bit too soon.
Well, from the comfort of his own home, Randy White saw it on the television. So is that a tradition? That's what I was wondering. Is that a tradition, Randy?
Yeah.
That they throw beer and beer cans out there if somebody gets a hole-in-one?
Water bottles. Yeah.
Is that a tradition everywhere or just the Waste Management Phoenix Open?
I think that it's exclusive to the WM Open. Yes.
All right. So why? Why is it just
because they're a bunch of damn drunkards and they want to show how fun it is to be out there at the 16th and throwing shit on the about that. Throwing stuff on the field, throwing stuff on the golf course.
Like Randy just threw on the radio.
Didn't expect it to be Randy.
Wait, what the hell, man?
What?
You really thought it'd be me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just because you had some almosts. That's Randy's never been close, but I guess
really thought it'd be Ralph.
That's true. You know what? I take that back.
So for those of you who are listening on the radio and didn't hear it, Andy said a naughty word.
Now, see, nobody on the radio would have known that.
Well, I don't want them to just sit there going, the hell are they
thanks a
talking
lot.
about?
I've always got your back, and then now you have to bring it out into the open.
Well, everybody listening,
I said the slang word for poo-poo. All right, that's what I did. I said the slang word for poo-poo. There, you happy?
You're naughty. What were we talking about? All right, so
the hole-in-one,
was it the same reaction on both hole-in-ones, or was one more than the other?
Oh yeah, it was the same for both. Jim Nantz, what a gracious announcer he is. Jim Nantz.
Did they have to dump him too when it happened?
No, he never said a crossword. He never said this is ridiculous. He never went into golfer mode. He just said, look at the magnificent sight here. It's raining on the 16th hole at the Phoenix Waste Man. And we'll be back after these messages. That was it.
So I'm not a golfer, and I don't understand something about what happened on Saturday and Sunday, Randy. So Sam Ryder, he aced from 124 yards.
Yep.
Carlos Ortiz did it from 179 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Does Sam Ryder golf from the lady tee? Why are the distances different?
No, Jeffrey. They often move the tee boxes around, and they also move the flags around, the holes around on the green. They don't leave them there the same spot, and you don't hit from the same spot every day. Every day you will tee off from a different, because it makes the course harder, it makes it longer or shorter. You have to really show your skills as a golfer to be able to adapt, and that's why they do it.
Feels like they're putting a lot of holes out there. Somebody's going to break an ankle.
Oh no, they've got a very special tool that cuts through the grass and cuts through the sod and the soil, and it pulls the chunk of soil out. Then they save that, and they put the hole in there, and they put that where the other hole was. They put that chunk of sod in there and put that in that hole. See what I mean?
I have another question, and I don't know if you know the answer. Maybe
Yeah,
the
Jeffrey
super
O'Brien,
fans will know.
1580 Fanatic. Go ahead.
Hi. Yes. Since 1988, have they been throwing the beer, or was that more of a recent thing? Because in 1988, Hal Sutton did it. Then in 90, David Edwards. 90, also Brad Bryant. Then after that, the next year, Jay Delsing. They didn't do it again for 6 years until Tiger Woods, that very famous time he hit a 9-iron hole in one at 16. When did they start throwing beer?
When they started to enclose the 16th hole is when they started to do this tradition of throwing cans and bottles of water and beer cans on the course there.
Okay, so we do it. Does anybody know what year that was?
Well, it was after 97. I want to say
because Tiger
probably.
Woods. They show the video. There's like hardly anybody around.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was they noticed people were gathering around the 16th, and it became a thing. And that's why they started to build it up there. And it's grown in popularity, and it's one of the most exciting holes on the tour.
Well, I just want to thank Scotty Scheffler and Scotty Schaffel. You can go to hell. But Scotty Scheffler, he's my new guy.
Xander Schauffele is who you're talking to.
Whatever. So Scheffler is my new favorite.
Scott Scheffler is your guy.
Yeah.
Xander Schauffele, you can go to hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more Scotty Schaffel. It'll be Scotty Scheffler.
Xander.
I don't even care. Why even bother telling me now? So, all right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's pick up where we dropped off on the Super Bowl. And of course, your guys' texts 888-368-1580.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Team USA forward Hillary Knight says she thinks it's the most beautiful rivalry in sports. The U.S. women's hockey team will be shooting for its second straight gold medal when the ladies face off against Canada Wednesday night after advancing with a 4-1 win over Finland this morning. It's the 6th time in 7 Winter Games that the U.S. and Canada will meet for the top prize. Canada has won gold 4 times. Finland will play Switzerland for bronze. 25-year-old Vermont native Megan Nick earned bronze in today's women's aerials final. The U.S. finished 10th in the men's team large hill ski jumping final, with Austria, Slovenia, and Germany winning gold, silver, and bronze, respectively. Another full day of competition will get underway in a few hours from now, with medals being awarded in alpine skiing, snowboarding, and freestyle skiing, with downhill of the women's big air, and women's slopestyle final all on tap. With this Winter Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. Right now, you can do the complete job and get a great deal when you buy a set of Duralast brake pads and rotors. It's also AutoZone's national hiring event. We're hiring all positions, from sales to warehouse and drivers, both part-time and full-time. Visit careers.autozone.com or any one of our stores.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
DQ presents. Picture this. A DQ red velvet Cupid cake made for 2. This heart-shaped cake is at the center of your perfect date night. There's a layer of red velvet cake blizzard, delicious red velvety cake pieces, and cream cheese icing. Wait, what's that? World-famous DQ soft serve. Your Valentine is speechless. It's a DQ Valentine's Day happily ever after. Moments like these are exactly why the DQ Cupid cake exists. DQ. Happy taste.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
1580, The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Monday, Valentine's Day. And don't forget to get your Valentine. something. What's wrong, Jeffrey?
It's Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day, Jeffrey.
I know.
Have you neglected to get your Valentine something?
My wife might be listening, so classic misdirection.
But
I do have to go to 7-Eleven right after the show.
Well, I've got to go by the Home Depot and pick up something for Miss Kim. All right, so FanDuel Sportsbook hooking up new users with an epic Winter Games bonus. Just place your first bet on any Winter Games sport risk-free. Right now, new users can get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet doesn't win. So let's say you put down some money on the bobsled team. You got America winning the gold in the bobsled. I'm putting down $1,000. Well, what happens if they don't win the gold, and therefore you don't win the bet? You're America's number one sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook, is going to hook you up with $1,000 site credit just because you gave it a try. U.S. women's hockey team, they're still in it. You've got the luge that's still going on. You've got men's hockey that's getting ready to really heat up here. You could bet on any of that, up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first win does not pay out. Remember, the FanDuel Sportsbook is easy to use, safe, and it's secure, fast payouts. I mean, I got my money this weekend in almost record time. And you can do the same thing. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app with promo code Randy1580 and go for the gold today. I didn't write that. The promo code Randy1580. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona, first online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeff, come.
All right. Speaking of bets, Mattress Mac, boy, I bet he wishes that was about $10 million in free money because he lost everything.
Wow.
But then again, he didn't. So here's what I'm talking, Mattress Mac, he bet $10 million on the Bengals. And of course, that didn't work out for him. So he would have made $16.15 million for his bet. But instead, now he has, a bunch of people he doesn't have to pay off. You know what I'm saying? Because there is a promotion he does at the store. He says, if I win my bet, you all get free beds or something. And if I don't, you're all paying double. Or so I don't know the exact details of the Mattress Mac, promotion for his store.
See. Yeah.
But this crazy man put down $10 million, got nothing out of it. In fact, in 2022, he's lost $15.5 million in bets because he did stuff about the Alabama and the Patriots and the Titans and stuff like that. So Mattress Mac lost a lot of money. And here's what he said: you win some, you lose some, and sometimes you get rained out. I got up this morning, I put on my big boy britches, and I went to work.
So what you got to do?
I wish I had $10 million to say, well, so you win some, you lose some. Just 10 mil.
Oh, it turns out I was wrong. He lost in 2022 $18 million. My bad. $18 million in his bets. So I don't know if he gets all that money back from the people who bought mattresses. That's a lot of people buying mattresses.
I hope he doesn't have any grandchildren, because I'm sure one of them is plotting his death right now. So the crazy old man had quit spending their inheritance.
We should have killed him last year. Why the hell did we kill him last year? Son of a bitch, he had $18 million sitting there. Now we don't.
He's going through our inheritance. We need to take him out.
I hate you, Grandpa. I hate you so much. Let's see. Last Toby says, I also hit the shuffle. There you go,
Scotty
buddy.
Scheffler,
Good for you.
the Scotty Scheffler ship. Okay.
That's what he said. Senior Wake and Bake says, you guys were not there, kind of like OJ. Didn't do it, huh? I have no idea what he's talking about now. What are you talking about, Senior Wake and Bake? Fighting Wampa says, so do you guys think that, so cocaine during Lawrence Taylor's career didn't enhance his ability to get crazy like a crazed dog there?
Oh, please. Child, please.
Did he get busted on the cocaine?
Oh, yeah.
I was too young to remember.
Yes, he did. He had an issue with cocaine. But who in New York during those days did not? Darryl Strawberry did. I mean, Doc Gooden did. Hernandez did. Keith Hernandez did. They all did.
The only thing that's going up my nose is Nasacort. Those damn allergies. They start putting cocaine in that, I'll buy it. I'll go to Costco.
Well, I think that's what it is.
A pallet.
Liquid cocaine.
Big George says, yeah, you know how unpopular the Rams are in LA when you see there was no looting or rioting after they won the Super Bowl last night. Well, there was some. There was some unrest, and there were some people going through and looting a jewelry store or something. Because, you know, LA fans are so classy. But it wasn't as bad as, yeah, you're right. When the Dodgers won the series and the Lakers won the finals.
Thought that was a nightly occurrence, the looting of the jewelry stores over in LA.
But they have some sports specific looting that happens in LA when those teams win championships. Don't ask me why.
So here's what happens in LA. Oh, we got to check our calendar. Well, the looting tonight is about football. It's about football. The looting. This is a stretch. Hockey. Come on, guys. Can you give us something better than this?
The Kings.
Put something better on the looting calendar. Because I don't know how upset I can get about the Kings not doing well. I don't know how upset I can get about the Kings doing well. Come on, organizers of all the damn looting. You got to do better than this.
Looting organization.
I wonder how much you get paid to be the looting organizer.
I don't know.
And do you get a cut?
Probably quite a bit. I mean, you get 10% of the looting.
Every now and then, a few iPads get pushed through your mail slot. Something.
That's not bad.
All right. All right. Let's see. Blissful Hayes says, when and where is the next Blender and Fourth Dimension party? It'd be cool to meet everybody. Yeah.
Well, we just had 200,000 of our closest friends out at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. What do you guys want?
By the way, those were not people who paid to get in there. Those were all Daily Blender listeners there for the remote, Blissful Hayes. Why didn't you show up? Or we're almost there. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to doing some live remote broadcasts. So stay tuned. It's been so damn long. I know this for sure. As God is my witness, we will have a Daily Blender fantasy football draft party. Yeah, it'll be maybe on Taco Tuesday. Hell was that?
It could happen.
It's a Monday. And
trigger
I
finger.
just accidentally hit the button there.
All right. So those of you keeping track, one S-bomb from Randy, and
I said the slang for poo-poo.
One fired off Taco Tuesday. What's the over-under?
It's a Monday after Super Bowl.
That was yesterday. Yesterday was the 13th. So as soon as we can, Blissful Hayes, we're very much looking forward to it. Tron Slater says, calling it now. Remember this date. Cardinals going 6-11 next year because Murray sucks. Thanks, Tron.
Thanks, Tron.
That is more likely than them actually hosting and winning a Super Bowl in their own stadium, like the Buccaneers did, like the Rams just did. And it all has to do with the little guy that throws the ball. That seems to be it right now. And we don't know if a bunch of those aged, hired guns that Kime went out and got are going to still even be around next season. So there's a lot of question marks in the Cardinals. You guys got a good O-line. We thought that would be the thing that would help Kyler Murray.
We have a decent O-line.
Good enough. He should be getting the ball out of his hands quicker. He shouldn't be dropping back 10 yards. He should only be dropping back 5, maybe 6, and getting rid of the ball sooner. He drops back 10 yards with them little legs. It takes him longer. And then before he can even throw, somebody's already on him. If he'd stay a little more either in the pocket to throw or just eject completely out.
Or how about climb the pocket? How about, go right up the middle?
Like, I just pictured World War Z. I feel bad because this is a guy who won 10 games and then fell apart. So there's got to be a way to use Kyler Murray's talents. And if he fell apart towards the end because of what's between the ears, that's even sadder, Randy.
Oh no, he didn't fall apart. No. He didn't fall apart. It wasn't him. It was everybody else.
The blame on Kingsbury.
No, I'm telling you what, according to CBS Sports yesterday, and I almost levitated out of my chair and started throwing priceless items around my house. And this came in to calm me down. But according to this CBS article by Patrick Walker, Kyler Murray blames everybody but himself. He blames everybody. He blames the Cardinals. He blames the coaching staff. He blames everybody but himself.
He go out over the thing going, hey, you
Stop yelling free beer. Beer, don't beer here. Get your beer here. Stop doing that.
Is he blaming the beer guy? Is he blaming the concessions people?
He's blaming
going out to the
everybody.
parking place and saying,
I don't like the way you threw the flag. That's the reason we've lose.
We're about just short of him doing that. I mean,
and I see what you did there. And you know what? I'm not even going to throw a
I
flag anymore.
I didn't do that intentionally.
I'm not even throwing
But
a flag
I'm
anymore.
saying we stopped just shy of him blaming the stadium workers. I mean,
Well, Keon, did you see the same thing that I saw? Because according to this article, he scrubbed his account because he's angry because the season ended in a humiliating fashion, end quote, at the hands of the Los Angeles Rams. He was frustrated with the Cardinals and embarrassed at how the season ended. And he apparently aimed that sharp remark about how embarrassed he was at the team, not himself.
Yeah,
and that's per Chris Mortensen of ESPN.
I saw a similar story on Yahoo Sports. So it's very disappointing. And because the way they lost, that he should be embarrassed. He should feel bad, but the finger shouldn't be pointing outwards unless there's a mirror in front of him. I just don't understand how that ends up going down. And I know that there was also another report that he told Colt McCoy that he was, quote, done. So I don't know.
Good.
I like all of this stuff is just bubbling underneath the surface, but the fact of the matter is, dude's just not been a really good leader at all. And
the thing that gets me is in this CBS, and I couldn't believe it. My mouth just dropped wide open when I'm reading this. It's reported that veterans within the program are reaching out to Kyler Murray in an attempt to help him learn to deal with adversity. And head coach Cliff Kingsbury is working to see what more he can do to help the young quarterback. You know what? Can we stop right there? Because I'm about ready to have my eyeballs are going to come out of my. We're going to try to coddle Kyler Murray and try to help him grow as a leader in the NFL.
I will say that there is a report that came out today from Kyler Murray that he put out on his Twitter that basically was like, all those reports are nonsense. That's not the kind of person I am. That's not what I'm about. So I do think that there is going to have to be a little bit of sifting between fact and fiction here, because obviously Kyler is the one that started this. He scrubbed his account. And if you want to play hardball in a contract negotiation, the next thing that usually happens is leak reports to lower your value, so we don't have to pay you as much money. So when you start going dirty that way, the team's going to push back.
You know how I feel about DeAndre Ayton. I mean, I love DeAndre Ayton, and I'd like to see him grow as a player for the Suns. I'm not ready to give him an over-the-top max extension. I think that he could be worthy of it. And the last game against the Sixers, the way he went after Joel Embiid and he played him strong. Need to see more of that. And the last game against the Bucks, when he played against Giannis Antetokounmpo, need to see more of that in playoff time. But I got to tell you, Kyler Murray doesn't have a whole lot to stand on in this case, because if you recall, how many times have we talked about him rolling his eyes when he's on the field, sitting by himself on the sideline, throwing his helmet down, acting like a little child, instead of going and pumping up his offensive line, or encouraging guys that make great plays. No, it's a singular effort out there, and Kyler Murray thinks it's everybody else's fault. It's time for him to grow up.
I got the equivalent of okay boomered on the Twitter this weekend. So I feel like I can turn now and say, okay, millennial. Okay, whatever the hell Kyler Murray is at his age. I don't know what is it a millennial still, or is it now something else? Exennial, whatever.
We're rolling from this to like Gen Z. That's
okay, powder puff. Okay. Because what you're doing, Kyler Murray, is you're just basically shooting yourself in both feet. You're alienating the other players on the team. You're going to alienate the front office. You're going to alienate your coaches. Who hasn't Kyler Murray alienated with this nonsense?
Kyler Murray hasn't done anything to be playing the diva card yet. Nothing.
Yep. You have not earned the right. And even if you have, it doesn't go over well. Maybe case in point, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will get anything and everything he wants from the Packers, but he lost a lot of fans. He lost a lot of respect from players, fans, and alike. He's this greasy douchebag who is the MVP. You don't have the MVP cred, Kyler. So maybe shake it off and try to be a guy. Just be a guy. All right, guys, that is 1 hour down and 2 to go. We'll come back, talk more Kyler Murray, more Super Bowl, more everything. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
I represent low-cost airlines, and we know a lot of you are not traveling right now, and we understand. However, if you do need to travel between now and the end of the year, now is a great time to lock in some of the lowest prices we've seen in a lifetime. Hey, in normal times, we can save you up to 75%, but now airlines are practically giving away seats. We have inside deals on over 500 airlines. Here are a few sample round-trip deals we found. Seattle to Vegas, $35. Chicago to Atlanta, $85. Los Angeles to Atlanta, $100. Of course, there are some limitations, but the airlines want your business right now. And cancellation and change fees are flexible. So fly somewhere this year, book now, save a ton, call right now.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage Team. 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.2 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time
for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And a good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And speaking of Harmon Solar, I can now announce the winners. That's right, the winners of the cash prizes for the NFL Fan Pick'em contest.
Oh, it's a big day here on the Blender.
And what was really cool about this is there was no controversies. There were no ties. It's straight up right there for all to see that Cards Chappie is the undisputed $1,580 winner for this season.
Good job. All right.
He got 193 correct. 4 back from him. Raiders Royce. He is the second place winner. 500 smackaroonies will be presented to him. And now I only got the top scorers here, and I forgot to get third place because I have been reminded by Radio Ron that a 30 pack of Tecate is what they have.
Tecate.
Tecate.
All right.
Only the best in beer we can get from across the border for the Daily Blender listeners. So
yes,
we'll sort out who that third place winner is sooner than later. And it's probably going to be a thing because I thought I saw the third place winner might actually live in Tucson. Now they may pass and ask, is there any meth in the pile? Is there just can you mail me the beer? No, you got to pick it up. Give it to someone else, and then we'll give it to the next person down. But 30 pack of Tecate. I don't know if I've ever had Tecate. I've had the Modelo. I don't know if I've had Tecate.
Modelo's good. I had that at my wedding. I had the Especial, and I had the what's the Negro.
Oh, hold on,
the dark.
Hold on, Keon. Especial in Spanish means special.
No way. Thanks for letting me know.
You'll have to ask Randy what the Negro is. I don't know.
Dark.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not going anywhere near it.
Wow.
You'll have to ask Randy. So that's where the Spanish lesson ends with me.
I'm pretty sure that Keon, who's highly educated.
I can put two and two together, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Lost Toby is telling me that Kyler Murray only won 9 games. Was he out a game or something? I thought they had 10 wins.
They had 11 wins, and I think he was out 2 games. Remember, Colt McCoy was in there for a couple of games.
Well, that makes it even worse, doesn't it? That makes Kyler Murray's little kerfuffle even worse.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but I'm so disappointed about this. Just so disappointed. It's one thing to get involved in all the negotiation for a new contract, but I just expected so much from Kyler Murray. After a wonderful college career, a wonderful high school career, I thought finally, the Cardinals have somebody that's going to lead them and it's going to be good. It's not going to be like Matt Leinart. And here we go. It's turning out to be, romper room at the Cardinals facility. Give me a break. What happened to the men in this world that stand up and lead?
I didn't know it would turn out like this with the attitude, but I did tell you before the draft all the problems that this guy was going to have playing in the NFL unless he had a perfect offensive line, and I mean a perfect offensive line and some perfect guys to throw to, which he had good receivers. So the only thing you think is that and the other part is, I think when he got hurt, he got shell shocked. Remember, I mentioned him dropping 10 yards back instead of 5 or 6, maybe stay a little more in protection. And I think he got shell shocked. He got hurt, and he's afraid of getting hurt again. So a little bit of fear, a lot of being a bad attitude, participation trophy era, moper. And now here's where we're at.
I think that for me, the problem that I have the most with it all is stuff can get in your head. You can drop back too far. The offensive line's not perfect.
Sure. Yeah.
The stuff on the field, I blame you less for because I'm going to give the assumption that you're trying your best. But the communication stuff, the being a good teammate, the pumping up the guys on the sideline, or at least having them respect you enough that quiet leadership can even be a thing. Neither of the things happened on that front. And that's the part that I find the most disappointing, because I don't know I can't make you a better leader. I can coach the other stuff. Like, okay, you got hurt, but let's go back through this again. Is this guy really going to hit you? We can watch the film. I can coach you up. If you're a bad leader, I can't fix that. No one can fix that.
I guess we stopped making men, Randy. I guess we stopped making leaders, Randy.
I don't know.
Some of these other teams have guys that age that are leading, so it can't be everybody.
I mean, when you have your head coach Cliff Kingsbury come out and with a statement like Cliff Kingsbury is working to see what more he can do to help the young quarterback. I got an idea. Hey, you know what, Kyler? Either be here later, or why don't you start running until I get tired of watching you run, and then come in here and tell me you want to be an Arizona Cardinal. I mean, that's the way it used to be. It's not that way anymore. It's like, oh, Kyler, can I get someone to rub your feet? Oh, Kyler, how are you feeling today? Are you happy today? Or are we grumpy and cloudy today? Give me a break.
The way he is, there will be no running. The only place he's going to run is to his car where he'll drive home and mope, okay? And trying to tell somebody, hey, I need you to be more of a leader has never worked. You can't tell somebody, I need you to be more of a leader. If they don't have it in them, then it ain't happening. You might tell somebody who you've seen show leadership ability, hey, we need more out of you. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But if they don't have that gene, if they don't have the DNA of a leader, you can't coax it out of them. It's not happening.
It's like Mike Singletary once said after a game when he was head coach in San Francisco, I had to send I forget the tight end's name right now, send him off the field because he was acting like this. He's like, I cannot coach with guys like this.
Yeah.
I want winners. I want somebody on the field that wants to be there. Kyler Murray clearly is looking at this as a paycheck, not an opportunity to win and compete at the highest level.
I think it's something that gets in the way of his video gaming. That's what I think.
I mean, maybe because look, for me, his age is not an excuse. I'm looking at Justin Herbert. I'm looking at a Josh Allen,
Joe Burrow, right?
Joe Burrow. Hell, I'll even look at a Lamar Jackson who has a similar style. Those guys in Baltimore love him. Well, you can't really help that when it's time to go. It's time to go.
I bet Lamar Jackson said, "I poop bigger than you, Kyler Murray."
But those guys in Baltimore, the chips are down, and they're all looking at number 8. And he's willing to lead them, and it doesn't always work out, but they love him. I'm not seeing that same thing from Kyler here because that connection with the rest of the team, something is off.
Number 8. I think it would have been funny if after Lamar Jackson's potty incident, if they made him number 10 because he had the 2. They hate the 2. Okay. 888-368-1580. Randy's over there. It's like, you made me think about it, and it's still bad. You said a bad word. I didn't. Patriot Eddie says, I guess the Simpsons were wrong about the Super Bowl. LOL. Well, they would have been if that had not been Photoshopped. That was never a real thing. We have a lot of text here to catch up on. Rusty Nut says, am I the only one that noticed the Bengals coach stupid call going for it on 4th and 1 on their own first drive at their own 49-yard line? No, I noticed it too. I thought that was a bad call as well.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. It kind of it tells on the coach a little bit how much he believes in the team that you feel like you have to go on one of those 4th and 1s because you've got to swing at some of these chances. Yeah, it was not a good call at all. And you know what? McVay had his own really bad call.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 4th and 1 and run your best play. Instead, they go with some trick play and it's an overthrown pass. Run your best play. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that play needed to happen closer to an end zone. It made no sense where they did it. Like I could see it if it was there on 2nd down. That was both coaches. I just need a little stooge slap for both of them. Boogie says everyone in New York City did cocaine in the 80s. It was a requirement to be an actual resident of New York City.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I was not aware of that. Yeah. Yet at the time I did stand up, there was a lot of it around. I didn't do any. And just because I saw what it did to other people, I didn't do any kind of drugs because I always wanted to just sort of, have my synapses firing correctly and not crazily. But I will admit I was at some parties in New York City where they had big plates with a mound of cocaine on it, like a mound of it. Wow. And I'm just like, who has this much money? Why? What? I'm like, I'm going to go home now because nothing good is going to happen here. Nothing. Against the Spread says it's not called looting in LA. It's called 100% off discount shopping. King Kitten says, I'd like to wish all the ladies in Arizona a happy Valentine's Day. Randy, a glass of wine and flowers for all the ladies. Lovely. King Kittens was awesome, man. I wish I know I keep saying this, but that seems like a dude you want to hang out with, by the way.
Yeah.
Box of Screws says, you think he drops back Kyler Murray so deep to see over the line, like perspective viewing? No, I think it's fear. And he cuts out to the right or the left out of the pocket to see down the field. That's pretty well documented, right?
Yeah, just generally get outside of the pocket. And also he's a very accurate thrower outside the pocket. So I imagine that's worked for him his entire life. The drop back, I agree with Jeffrey, looks a whole lot like fear because he used to drop back your normal amount of yards, like 5. Now we're going 10, sometimes 15 yards deep. So when he does get sacked, it's about 10 times worse than it normally is.
Yeah.
Big George says, I heard Kyler Murray was also blaming the Daily Blender and the Fourth Dimension for stinking up so badly in the playoffs. Time for the Cardinals to find a new QB.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Blissful Hayes says, what's the chance of Kyler Murray playing for another team next season?
If I was in charge, really, really great.
See, there's three people that are going to be part of that decision. One is a guy who's kind of slow to fire people, and that is Bill Bedwell. Another, enjoys a good drink every now and then, and he has been fast or he's been slow, depending on him trying to protect his own job. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you get rid of somebody too fast, it like he took heat on the Josh Rosen and the Steve Wilkes thing. That blew back on him. And then they made different choices and stuff. Everybody's like, "Oh, no, Steve Keim is good again. He's good again." So Keim's decision making on that is going to be based on how it will make him look. I think at this point he can probably get a pass because it's been 3 years, and maybe he does this pull back on Keim or not, Randy? Because I guess you could go either way with it, right?
Well, I can't. See, one side of me says it does fall back on Keim because you need to do your homework. You need to find out what kind of characteristic what kind of character your players have when they come in. Are they known to be kind of diva? Are they known to be sort of selfish? Are they known to be good character guys that are teammates, good teammates, are going to help the locker room? They're going to be strong. I mean, how do you miss this? How does somebody miss seeing Kyler Murray as I'm not the problem here. You are the problem.
I don't think they care these days, Randy. I think that the GMs are looking at these players coming out of college. They're assessing them like you would assess on Madden. When you go to Madden and you like draft the team, or you go through that season thing, and you're drafting a team, or you're trying to make trades or do whatever. There's no column with a number next to it that says teammate, locker room guy, quality, integrity, anything like that. It's all about the stats. And I think a lot of the GMs, they don't care about those intangibles. They're looking for who's the guy who's going to throw for the most yards, get the most touchdowns, and give us the best chance to win. And they forget about the intangibles you just mentioned. I mean, I agree with you a lot. And I will give the Colts credit. Also detrimental. They go the other direction. They're so badly looking for somebody who is a great leader and a locker room guy. And they're not looking over at the numbers and the stats and the ability and I don't know, tape. I'm talking about Phil Rivers and Carson Wentz. So I mean, Reich likes some Jesus-y. You know what I'm saying? Reich likes some Jesus-y.
There was a stronger case for Philip Rivers. Like, let's see if we can get like one
good year.
Yeah. But with Wentz, that was definitely a personality thing, because if you'd watched him the last season in Philadelphia, nothing was telling you
should have never brought him in.
See, I would agree with you a lot on that, Jeffrey, except for the fact that I've watched Michael Bidwell bring guys into his office and have a discussion with him to find out. I think of the Honey Badger. I think of him. He brought him in before he brought him into this team, and he had a long discussion with him because he was in trouble. At the school, he was released from the team because of some field stuff, and he brought him in. He's like, I want to know this isn't going to happen here, and I want to set you up for success. I believe in you as a player. Do you believe in us as a program to help you? And it worked. I mean,
easier to do before the trouble. Easier to have that conversation before the trouble, because what is everybody going to say? Oh no, Mr. Bidwell, I promise. I've learned my error of my ways. I'm going to be,
Mr. Bidwell is a longtime federal prosecutor. I think the guy knows if somebody's lying to him.
You think you cross-examined him?
I just think he wants character guys to come in on this team, and he wants to use this as an opportunity to give them, the best chance at success.
And part of what I was saying is, going in, everybody knows the right answers, Randy. Everybody knows the right answers. And Bidwell would be, if he had that conversation with them before. Here's what I think is going on right now. The more we talk about this, the more I kind of feel like Bidwell was mad. He's like, all right, what the hell just happened here? We started the season great. Now we're here. What is going on? Keim. Well, we got a problem with the quarterback, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Kingsbury. I'm pretty sure it's the quarterback. And I need some more pieces from the GM. Everybody is playing the blame game there, but the easy place to go trickle down to is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray gets wind that it's trickling down any amount of blame, or just somebody said one word and he went, he
I'm sure
crumbled.
it's more than one, but yeah,
Right.
his reaction's still too strong for
So
what's
everybody
being said. But
is on notice from Bidwell. Bidwell's mad, so now everybody's scrambling. All the kids, it's just everybody's blaming each other, and it's just a huge mess. And Bidwell is justified to be upset about how the season ended, and now you're seeing the true nature of everybody below involved, aren't you?
And the thing is, they're all in a kind of way joined at the hip because Keim fired a coach and hired this coach, and you hired this coach to coach specifically this quarterback for that system. If for some reason you decide you're going to move on from Kyler, I don't know if there's a reason to keep Kingsbury either. I mean, what else do you really think he's going to start over with a brand new quarterback again and do that?
I don't know if they want to start completely over at all.
I think he'll keep Kyler before Kingsbury. He'll let Kingsbury go long before
I actually feel like it's the other way around. I really feel like they'd get rid of Kyler Murray and keep Kingsbury going a little longer because of what we're just seeing right now. Because when you bring in a player, you're bringing in two people, the player and his agent. So they're not happy with his agent either, are they?
And that's also Kingsbury's agent, by the way.
Which is also awkward for a lot of people involved, which also could actually prove Randy and I wrong, meaning both will go bye-bye. Anything is possible right now in between. How long do you think we have till we have a better idea, Keon? We're talking 2 months before draft is a serious conversation, April 20, whatever. So you've got what's left of February, all of March, and a chunk of, so basically 2 months. They've got it maybe 1 month to sort of sort out what the direction is going to be. Are you hiring a new coach, firing this coach? You're getting a new quarterback. You're going to go do something in the market. Or is Bidwell going, yeah, I've had enough of this crap. GM gone, coach gone. Kyler, just stand there and look pretty because we may need you to throw a ball here for whoever comes in next while we sort out the retooling of this team.
Yeah, I mean, NFL free agency period is coming up. I don't remember exactly what day that it starts, and that's going to be a really big indicator of what ends up happening when that sort of deadline for what this contract and Kyler and the Cardinals, what they're going to end up hammering out. If they can work something out, then this ends up being kind of a non sequitur, just a really weird ending to a season. But if they can't work this out, then you might have to start looking at what are my other options in free agency, because I agree with you. I don't think they want to completely start over. But if you try and draft a quarterback, you're starting over. I mean, you can't help it.
So what do you want, Randy? Do you want a retooling or you want a starting over?
I want the Cardinals to be perennial playoff favorites and go to Super Bowls and win championships. That's what I want.
Okay.
I feel Randy's like whichever way gets me there. If we got to retool to get there, fine. We start over, fine.
I feel like the team has somewhat improved over the last couple of seasons. They've shown some improvement, but they still can't close out the season. And I don't know what the problem is there. And if there's a rift between the front office and Kyler Murray, then we got serious problems here. Because if Kyler's not happy, he ain't going to play happy. I can guarantee you that.
But then again, Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy. And he came back and had an MVP season. So there's still time to sort this all out. Fed Fan says, grow up, Kyler. There's 14-year-old girls that are more mature than you. And let's be different, though. We'll play with no quarterback and just randomly pick different players to get the ball from center. Oh, okay. So every play is a sweep.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and bring back the Wildcat.
Every single wide receiver. Can you throw? No? Okay. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games. The International Olympic Committee announced, quote, in the interest of fairness to the athletes, there will be no medal ceremony if Russian teen Kamila Valieva places in the top 3 of the women's individual figure skating competition, which begins Tuesday morning. Valieva was cleared to continue competing in the Winter Games after the IOC, International Skating Union, and World Doping Agency appealed the Russian anti-doping agency's decision to lift the provisional suspension on the team figure skater after she failed a drug test taken back in December. The U.S. women's hockey team iced Finland this morning 4-1 to advance to Wednesday's gold medal game, a rematch against arch rival Canada. Team USA will seek its second straight gold medal against the neighbors to the north after Canada rolled over Switzerland in the semis 10-3. The U.S. and Canada have played each other 6 of the last 7 Winter Games hockey finals. Canada has won 4 times. With this Winter Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
DQ presents. Picture this. A DQ red velvet Cupid cake made for 2. This heart-shaped cake is at the center of your perfect date night. There's a layer of red velvet cake blizzard, delicious red velvety cake pieces and cream cheese icing. Wait, what's that? World famous DQ soft serve. Your Valentine is speechless. It's a DQ Valentine's Day happily ever after. Moments like these are exactly why the DQ Cupid cake exists. DQ. Happy
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports. Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, your home for GCU. That's right, Wednesday night at 7:45 p.m. They got California Baptist. Then on Saturday at 5:45 p.m., they got New Mexico State, the rivalry game. How many times they play New Mexico State in a season? Is it twice?
I think it's 2. I think it's one there, one here.
Can I just say them bastards is insufferable? Seriously. Every year, some jackhandle gets up on the Twitter for the station, and they start sniping at GCU, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So I guess their DSL's working in New Mexico suddenly, and they've got some bandwidth to play with.
Well, I will.
Why don't you go
say,
sweep your dirt floor there, yokel?
At one point, just hearing about the history of the team from listening to the broadcast this season. Didn't used to really be a rivalry, but every single year it gets a little bit closer and a little bit closer. It's going to be a little less fun for them to be sniping at the Lopes at some point.
Well, last year was no fun for them. I figure that non-fun should start right now. So here goes and go GCU, right? By the way, I just want to tell everybody, the DraftKings promo code BET1580, I am told it's still active, still good to go. So look ahead a very short amount of time. What do you see before you, Randy? What do you see? Just there's a few.
What do I see before me?
Just before you.
My keyboard?
No, the calendar. What's coming up soon?
Baseball. No,
that's probably not happening. Oh my God, Randy. College basketball, March Madness.
College basketball. Yes.
So I've had a lot of fun, and I came late at the end of the season for football. I didn't get to play with this during the regular season. Boy, I can't wait for next football season. But I'll tell you what, all the different sports you can bet on DraftKings. You got the Olympics, you got college basketball, you have the NBA. God bless America if we get Major League Baseball back, but don't hold your breath. Hockey, you name it. You can bet on it there. There's only one thing I couldn't find. And I had both of the apps. I had the FanDuel app and the DraftKings app. I couldn't find the length of the national anthem bet. I couldn't find that prop bet. That's one of my favorite ones I want to do. Ever since I got the Aretha Franklin one right, Of course it was long.
Yeah.
Of course it was over.
Whatever the over was, she was still going to go over.
Once I found that was a thing, I have nailed it every single year. And so I was bummed I couldn't find it. Maybe it's just because everybody was getting it right. I don't know. But I was really bummed out that wasn't there. Point is, promo code BET1580 still works on the DraftKings. Get in there and get yourself comfortable and started, because we got March Madness on the way. And hopefully, Randy, is there are we in a hopeful situation, or are we still glum about Major League Baseball starting up on time, or even at all?
Well, the thing about it is the owners took their proposal to the players. The players rejected it, and now the players are waiting an entire week. It seems like there's no urgency on the part of the Players Union or Major League Baseball ownership to get this thing done and get it resolved. So
right.
It looks like right now, unless there's some serious ground made up, because there's still a wide chasm between the Players Union and the ownership group. And the ownership group keeps coming this way just a little bit, but they're not giving what the players want. The players are standing pat. We want this. So I don't see how spring training is going to happen unless they get this resolved this weekend. We're starting to eat into spring training as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the players are playing this smart, and I'll tell you why. Both sides are going to act like they don't care and they're not in a hurry. But who's going to lose the most money? It's not the players. The players, as far as scale goes, it's going to hurt them more. But the amount of money that will be lost is going to be from the owner's side.
Well, the owners are going to lose money, but the owners could call in replacement players. We've gone down that road before, where they had the replacement players come in and start playing games. The owners will figure out how to make money on this. The players are the ones that are going to be ultimately they're going to have to either buckle down and remember.
Are you going to watch scabs play baseball?
I mean, it's happened in the past. You got to be a hardcore fan.
Are you going to watch the scabs?
I don't see a reason. No, I don't see a reason why not. Did you watch replacement players? Did you watch replacement referees call the NFL games?
I was 9.
Well,
no, I'm kidding. What year was that?
That was like
it wasn't too long ago.
That was like 2013. That was the Fail Mary year with Russell Wilson throwing that touchdown that was not actually a touchdown.
Yeah.
Why would I forget about that? Yeah.
And those were replacement refs. That's why that call was so terrible.
Hilarious. 888-368-1580. We are so far behind. I'm going to keep rattling through here. Augie says, Randy, wasn't it you that's been boasting about how good your quarterback is the last few years, just to come out now and say he's a big baby?
Yeah, he is a very good quarterback. He's very talented. Tell me he's not.
Yeah. And Augie, Randy is nothing if he's not consistent. He has stood up for Kyler Murray day in and day out. And when it comes to the truth, and the truth is Kyler Murray is showing himself to be a big onesie wearing baby. Of course, Randy's going to call him out on that. I see no inconsistencies in what Randy is doing.
I'll tell you how consistent Randy is. After the pouting on the sideline, Randy has not been throwing flags for any short jokes. So Randy is not defending Kyler Murray right now. And that's fair. The way that he has acted. And if these reports coming from Chris Mortensen are true, that's more reason to not be defending him right now. That's completely fair. And it's different from how much talent the guy has, because as far as the arm talent, he's got that. The mobility, he's got that. The field vision, he's got those things. But the maturity, the leadership, all of that stuff he's got to grow up and grow up fast.
Navy Brad says, I just heard Odell Beckham has a torn ACL.
Oh, that's too bad.
Which one is easier to come back from? The MCL, the ACL? Which one is PDQ on the
well, I'm not sure. Keon, do you know? But I think that's the same knee he just had surgically repaired last season.
I am told it's no, wait, but you're right. Joe Burrow, it's the opposite knee. What is the story on Odell?
Yeah, with Odell, it's the other ACL, and ACLs are, I don't want to say easy to come back from, but the surgery easier, because the surgery for those has gotten so good. I mean, guys come back from ACL tears all the time now in a way that you never used to see. So I think the ACL probably better than those other ligaments. Anyways.
All right. So what are we feeling on this whole anti-turf movement that is rising up? a lot of former football players, a lot of current football players are saying that's artificial turf. And both of them were, one of them was non-contact. The Joe Burrow one was total contact, but there was another guy, I think, that it all went down kind of weird too. I can't remember. But what are you making of this? Is it just that could have happened on grass as much as it happened on this new high-tech turf, or is the high-tech turf not quite good enough yet?
Well, I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never been a part of it. I've never been, I've never participated on anything on it. So I don't know how it feels, but a lot of people are going to it. But the thing that happened with OBJ was a non-contact, just sort of he hyperextended his knee and just kind of shredded it.
And that's the one where the players are saying, the former players are saying that this turf is crappier than the grass used to be, because for whatever reason your cleats catch a little bit more easily on the turf. So when you go to plant and then cut, your leg has not moved with the rest of your body. So then you're tearing a ligament because your leg is just a step late. And then you're tearing something. And so they don't really like it from that perspective. I don't know, because I haven't played it myself.
That has me a little bit worried. My son is a star wide receiver for his football team, and one of the schools that he plays has that artificial turf with the little rubber nuggets that kick up, just like you see on the NFL. And it makes me a little bit worried about that. Him playing on that surface, if that is actually a thing. So.
And I don't know if anyone's tested it to find out if there actually are definitively more injuries. That's just what the former players are saying that they don't like about the turf.
Problem is, you can't make everybody use actual grass because, I don't know. We have a grass field that rolls out, gets the sun, goes back in, and doesn't fry. Vegas has the same field, if I'm not mistaken. Minnesota can't get away with that, can they? You wheel that thing outside and it's a grass sickle. You can't do that in some other colder climates. So what would be the solution to that? How does Lambeau Field do it? Did they still leave Lombardi's copper wire under the field to heat it up like they had before?
That's a great question. I know that like some of the colleges up north heat up the field. Like University of Minnesota, for instance, they have an open stadium, but they heat up their field and prepare it that way so that they can keep the grass protected. But yeah, I don't think you can expect everybody to have that cost built in to say we're going to do grass, especially since the turf has come a long way since it was first introduced.
No, you can actually. You can. When the NFL is making hundreds of billions of dollars, but and the guys making the decisions on how much money they're willing to spend, they're the same ones that are making the money. So when I say you can't, I don't mean you literally can't. I mean they're not going to do it to themselves. Fix the word. They won't.
Patriot
Eddie says, I guess the Simpsons were wrong about that Super Bowl. Yep, that was a Photoshop deal, and they were not wrong about it. Big Kev says, hey, here's some Big Kev sports history. Well, I'm going to stop you right there, Big Kev. If I'm going to do this, gonna have to pre-read this. And it might be the same one that Big George is doing there. Big Kev, I don't mind if you come up with your own Big Kev bit, but that's Big George's bit. And I don't think he's got an exclusive on that. But just be nice, since you went through all the typey types with your thumbs. And this is something that I think Randy will be interested in. We'll do that a little bit later. Cards Chappie says, woo, 1580 can buy 790 Tecates on Taco Tuesday. Cards Chappie right there, your winner of the $1,580 prize.
How about that?
Once again, I get nothing.
Don't sound bitter at all.
Well,
Keon, we should just get him a t-shirt he can wear around. Hi, I'm the champion of the
2 years running
for 2 years back to back.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about all of this. I don't think about it that much, but people are emailing me. Hey, I just want to let you know, thanks for the prize, but what a shame you couldn't win this thing yourself. Since having it 2 years and being that far above and beyond anybody else, what a shame. It's just like, I could just delete you right now. You get no damn prize. I could just hit this button right now. Purple Nurple says, hey, Jeffrey, Lamar would be 6, not 10, because remember, he dropped the 2. Good point. That was, it was more a matter of subtraction and not addition. Well done, Purple Nurple. Well done. Hamilton Porter sends me a meme and a picture of old Matthew Stafford there holding the football with the confetti coming down. Says, if you want to know just how sorry the Detroit Lions franchise is, Matt Stafford couldn't win a single playoff game in 12 seasons as a Lion. Literally, the year he leaves, he ends Tom Brady's career and wins the Super Bowl. It's a true story.
Yeah.
True story. And let me just say this. I told you guys, I told you so. Everybody was saying, oh, you know, don't know about that Matt Stafford. Don't know about that. And I said, no, he is a really good quarterback, just in an unfortunate place. Yes, he does look like a kid who just woke up from the nap in kindergarten most of the time, his face. But outside of that, see?
I mean, I agreed with you. You couldn't look at that Detroit roster and think to yourself he ever had a chance, even when he had Calvin Johnson. Go try to name some of the other receivers that were after Calvin Johnson on that depth chart. I bet you can't.
Tiger Paws says, thank you, King of Kittens. Wow. And then says, a national football broadcaster was saying this morning that the attitude from Kyler Murray is something that also showed up in his college years, you know, the poutiness and stuff. And if I can't have my way, I'm taking the ball and I'm going home attitude. Another thing that came out was a possibility was it was said that Colt McCoy was actually trying to talk him into going back in the fourth quarter of the Rams game because he felt he wasn't going to go back in because he thought the Cardinals were putting him out there to deliberately embarrass him. So Colt McCoy was like, dude, this is not what's happening. Get out there and play. He's like, no, I'm not going. They're trying to embarrass me on purpose. I don't want to go back out there. The Cardinals are trying to embarrass me.
I don't think Randy's going to make it to the end of this show. This is absolutely absurd news. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know.
Who was the national broadcaster, by the way? And who was the person saying that? Again, keep in mind what we are reading is hearsay and third hand at that. Not, I'm sure Tiger Paws will get it exactly right because when women hear stuff, they repeat it verbatim and remember it 7 years later. So I have no doubt that Tiger Paws has this correct, but I need a little more information on that. Big Risk says Kyler Murray's throwing motion just doesn't look right. He'll never win a Super Bowl. By the way, my mom saw one of you at the Open and she said, my son listens to your show and you gave her a hat. Thanks, guys. She didn't really know my texter name, though, by the way. The Big Risk. Did you tell her what your texture? Oh, maybe I should. She's not listening, so you're probably fine. Well, I'm glad we took care of your mom out there. I have a vague memory of somebody handing somebody a hat. Lacrosse guy says, new nickname for our quarterback, Kryler Murray. Kryler Murray.
Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but that's already been used by one of the 40 Weiner fans.
No, damn it. Single Malt Scotch says, you mean Keim drafted Isabella ahead of DK Metcalf without character considerations? Fire this man immediately. Blissful Hayes says, maybe Kyler wants to be traded. I agree. He looks scared on the field. He's basically an average quarterback. Be an interesting saga. I think he's more than an average quarterback if he can just pull his head out of his keister.
Yeah, I literally watched the homeless man's version of Kyler Murray and Taylor Heineke. So when I tell you, your quarterbacks, he's not average. He's above average is what I am trying to say about Kyler Murray. He's a very good quarterback.
Did you just call Taylor Heineke a homeless version of?
He's a homeless man's Kyler Murray. Yeah, that they play a very similar game, but he's slower. His arm is less strong, and I don't know.
And he smells terrible.
I don't know about that, but
plus he lives in a box.
Heineke lives in a box and smells like a homeless guy.
Smells like a sewer.
I'm really not sure where this metaphor is going there, kid.
Why is
you ever heard of the poor man's version of something? It's poorer than that. It's
you went homeless.
That is yes, that is correct.
Why does Keon hate his quarterback?
I don't hate him.
Why did you say? Why are you saying these terrible things about Taylor Heineke?
I saw him play for a whole season. There was no tape on Taylor Heineke. Now there's tape on Taylor Heineke. He's not the quarterback of this team, not the starter anyway.
Why are you?
He's got moxie.
Being homeless.
He's got a very good personality. I never said he was homeless. I said that
to live on the streets, you got to have moxie.
Let me give you some advice, Keon. You're young. Here's the deal. If you live in a bad neighborhood, anytime you go to, like, say, the convenience store, then there's the homeless guy. Always give that guy some money. Yeah, because here's why. If somebody else ever jumps you, that little crackhead is going to jump up and defend you with his life, not because he likes you, because that you are his $1.50 that's coming every day. So that is why you always give the homeless guy, because now you've got backup. Okay. I know the neighborhood you live in, and this is damn good advice, and you know it.
Wow.
It's a little bit of life advice for everybody to take.
Yeah.
All right, must break. Come back, talk more. Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip hop, or house, country, techno, or techno country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Tuesday at 1 p.m., more Super Bowl fallout and what's ahead in the NFL for the offseason. Dolphins ownership questions and the Commanders also. Super Bowl odds for the 2022 season and much more NFL news. MLB negotiation updates and more. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event. Tuesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Blender on this Monday. Welcome back to the Daily Blender on St. Valentine's Day. If you're looking for some action on this day of love, let me tell you about some hot action. FanDuel Sportsbook hooking up new users with an epic Winter Games bonus. There's your action. Just place your first bet on any Winter Games sport risk-free. Right now, new users get up to $1,000 back in site credit if your first bet bombs and doesn't work. That's called action right there. You can bet on any event, including curling, speed skating, snowboarding. They've got the gambit of games still going on. It goes on through the 20th, so you got 6 more days to lay down some money on the Winter Games. Remember, it's easy to use. It is safe and secure, and they've got fast payouts for you. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app with promo code Randy1580 and go for the gold today. That's promo code Randy1580. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
Before we move on and catch up on the text line, which I am woefully behind on, and we're talking about two things, Kyler Murray and, of course, the Super Bowl. But I just want to stop and just let everybody know I figured out what kind of dog my dog is. You know what I used to do it? Something you poor heathens could never do, because you both have iPhones. I have a Droid, and so I used Google Lens. I pointed at my dog, and it told me what kind of dog he was. Isn't that awesome? And I know he's a kind of a mutt mix, but the predominant breed he is at first it thought it was a Cocone, but then it realized, well, he was too small to be a Cocone, which is a Greek dog, and more likely he's an Alopecus with some cattle dog mixed in. So he's either Cocone or Alopecus with some cattle dog mixed in. Isn't that cool? Figured it out
really
just
cool.
by using my phone.
Wow.
And actually, I have a Droid also, so I could probably do that.
You're still not as cool as me.
Well, of course, but whatever.
Don't point that at the screen and take a picture. It's like take a picture of the YouTube and be like, losers. Damn it. Lost Toby says, I feel like injuries happen way more often on turf. When I played soccer in college, I sprayed my ankle twice on turf, never once on grass. See? Jagdog says, Jeffrey, as a 49ers fan, I hate the Rams, but they got me rolling with the cash. Won my $50 to win $450 on the Rams to win. Super Bowl bet. I made that back in October. Won $600 Rams ML credits. Won $280 cash. Rams money line. Drinks on me, Randy. Thinking about rolling over the 600 free bets on the Suns to win the championship at plus 500. Pays out 3,000.
There you go.
That's what? There you go. If it was free bets, that's not a bad bet. That really isn't. The way the Suns are killing it right now, that is not a bad bet at all. We'll talk a little more about the Suns, the Coyotes, and some other stuff a little bit later on. Billy Ray from Avondale says, there is not a lot of consistency, especially when you bring in an aging veteran and give him more guaranteed money than players that have been in the franchise for a lot longer. Is he talking about my Colts? Sounds like he's talking about my Colts. I think he's talking about my Colts. That sounds like my Colts.
Yeah, I don't know who you'd be talking about.
I know, Billy Ray. I know. Hefty Lefty says, some people wish there was cocaine dispensers at the open, like they have for sunscreen. Yeah, that sunscreen was a good idea. The cocaine dispenser would be a bad idea. Let's see. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, glad to hear about your son's standout wide receiver career there. I'm thinking Queen Creek High School. No, he's not in this state right now. He says, I happen to be a wide receiver guru. 2 things to tell your son from Boomer Sooner. Keep your eye on the ball at all times. If you want to be a great receiver, get a football, carry it with you at all times. Well, he goes between carrying a football at all times and carrying a basketball at all times. He's a 2-sport kind of kid. Thanks, though, Boomer Sooner. King Kenton says, Lambeau Field is heated with miles of hot water pipes. Cowboys have 3 different fields that they'll slide in and out. What do you mean 3? How do you do that?
Oh, I don't know, but Jerry Jones has found a way probably to spend more money than he has to because he's Jerry Jones. He can.
But with 3, what are they stacked on top of each other?
I don't know.
Some sort of weird. Wow. I wish I didn't know that, King Kens. That for some reason bothers me. Here's a picture of Lambeau Field. They do stuff over the top of it too. Looks like heaters and stuff they put out over the top of the field to keep it from freezing. Fed Fan says, unless the turf bounces like a trampoline, you're going to have ACL tears. You land on your knees straight, you have a great chance of straining or tearing your ACL.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says, she says, I called that yesterday after I saw the play. People looked at me like I was crazy. I says, yep, that's an ACL. Nailed it. Baby Got Dak says, I got nothing either, Jeffrey. Like you, even though I won. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Baby Got Dak. Maybe it's because that was 14 minutes ago. Yeah. Lost Toby says, I read that one. So number 1 Rattlers fan wants you to know it's 26 days until the Rattlers season starts. And he says the only thing older than the halftime show yesterday, is it the Lakers? What was older? What is older? Oh, that's a good one. What's older, the Los Angeles Lakers or yesterday's halftime show?
I think the halftime show by a bit.
Yeah, you had Eminem / the real dad bod shady.
Yeah.
You had 50 Cent.
He had
he was
Dr.
using the
Dre.
50 Cent for chips. It'd be puffed Cheetos.
Yeah.
Then you had Dr. Dre was cool as hell, though. Dr. Dre and Snoop came as advertised, cool as hell. Mary J. Blige, right? She sang her damn heart out. And the only one that was lip syncing, Eminem. The rest of them were performing live. You could tell. And so I think Eminem might have just been too damn nervous or not good enough because he was clearly lip syncing. The others were not. I mean, and by the way, the cameras they used, wasn't that just beautiful? That was like really well. I mean, the set was boring. And why the hell weren't the cars jumping up and down? Shouldn't they have been jumping up and down for these songs?
Why weren't the what jumping up and down?
The cars.
Oh, the cars. Oh, okay.
It might not.
That is a missed opportunity now that I think about it.
Well, yeah, Snoop's car in the commercial bounced up and down, and that's those are the kind of cars that show us the boing to boingy.
Yeah,
no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely a missed opportunity, for sure.
So who's older though, Lakers or the halftime show?
The halftime show by a little bit.
If we do an average, because LeBron James does mess up the curve for everybody else.
And Carmelo's on that team too.
Oh, that ain't helping.
They're in the same draft class.
Okay.
And Carmelo was in college, so he's going to pull up the age average too.
All right, I have an assignment for you, kid. Doesn't have to be right now, but I need you to calculate the average age of the Super Bowl halftime show versus the average age of the Los Angeles Lakers team.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Because Dr. Dre is kind of like the coach, you know what I mean? Should we also include the head coach in that for the Lakers?
No, because Frank Vogel doesn't go on the court and dribble the ball and shoot.
I was really trying to tilt the deck in my favor. All right, fine. Just the players. Blissful Hayes says Kyler Murray tweeted that he's going to continue to grow. Kyler, you haven't continued growing since the 6th grade. Fish Tank says, I feel like Keon has been saying to forever. What? I feel like Keon has been saying to forever.
I don't recall.
Kyler's a great quarterback, he says. He's not the problem. The O-line needs to be fixed, and this team will be very, very good. The O-line issues don't explain all the ways that Kyler Murray's been playing. You want to blame the O-line for him getting hurt? Okay. You can't blame the O-line for the way he has continued to play. Those are two different things right there. And the Fish Tank says, did Matt Stafford just become a Hall of Famer? I think so. Did he?
I think he did. And because they're going to look at his stats and they're going to look at his numbers over his career.
Better than Eli.
Matthew Stafford has a couple of borderline 5,000-yard seasons.
Mm-hmm.
He was already just statistically, if he had continued playing the way he was, he'd be a bubble guy. I think the championship puts him over the top.
What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was saddled with a bad situation in Detroit, and I think that people will take that into consideration. They will look at the talent that he had to throw to and what he had to overcome in Detroit. And then the fact that he came to LA in one season, won a championship, which will solidify his talent. I think the door's open for him to go to the Hall of Fame.
It's more than that. Here is the breakdown. It was mentioned earlier, but I'll give you the full breakdown. Matthew Stafford's first season with the Rams, Super Bowl champion, NFC champion, NFC West champion, beat Tom Brady in his final game, snapped the Rams' 6-game losing streak to San Francisco, 16-5 record, 6,074 passing yards, 67.7 completion percentage, 50 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, 103.9 rating as a quarterback. Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer now.
Sure.
Because a lot of those stats that towards the end, he did that in Detroit too with a complete garbage team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason he never saw the playoffs. And that's the only reason he doesn't have more Super Bowl rings right now.
In his entire time in Detroit, he had 1,000-yard rusher and no wide receivers surrounding him and an offensive line that was garbage. And he still got nearly 5,000 yards a season.
And how did he
9 different head coaches?
And how did he not walk away bitter like Megatron? How did, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that says an
He's
awful
not made
lot.
that way, dude. He's real
Matthew
quiet.
Stafford, Kyler Murray, Goofus and Gallant of quarterbacks right now.
I
You could
mean-
learn a lot, Kyler Murray. I mean, you already look up to him, but you should look up to Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
That'll
Well-
teach you how to do things right.
I agree 100%. I just hope that Kyler's just young and somebody's going to get a hold of him and he's going to progress from here.
Well, USFL is a good place. All right, guys, that's 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
Learn how thousands of smart homeowners are investing about $1 to avoid expensive home repair bills. John, a former non-customer, said, "My air conditioner broke and I had to spend $1,900 to fix it." Jeff, a customer, wrote, "My air conditioner broke and I got a new one at no out-of-pocket cost." Mary, a former non-customer, wrote, "My heating system stopped running. I had to spend $3,000 to get a new one." Lisa, a customer, wrote, "My heater stopped working. I got it fixed at no out-of-pocket cost." For about $1 a day, you can have all the major appliances and systems in your home guaranteed fixed or replaced with HSC's home warranty coverage. Call now, and the first month is free. If the lines are busy, please call back.
800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. 800-657-5714. That's 800-657-5714.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I just saw this text from Baby God Dak. She says she was having a hard time getting her fantasy prize. You need to let me know these things because there was an email that was sent out where you had to fill out a little paperwork, and then they would send you that check. I wasn't aware that you either did not get that email or there was some issue. Send me an email offline here, off air, and I'll help you get that sorted out. Sorry about the delay on that. And yeah, we had, there's always going to be some hitches, email and stuff like that, but we're making sure everybody got their jerseys for winning the weekly prize, and we're making sure everybody gets their money.
I never got mine.
Well, it's because you didn't win anything, Randy.
Oh yeah, I won a week. I should have gotten a jersey.
You were not eligible to win a week.
And you're not eligible to win any checks, so I don't want to hear any more.
I think I can be a little more upset about over $3,000 than you can a damn Kyler Murray jersey.
Damn if you can.
Can I just say it would have been funny is if you got a Kyler Murray jersey, it was just a little too small. I think that
don't even bother me anymore.
That would have been funny.
He gets what he deserves.
So baby got Dak. Let's figure this out. I want to make sure. She says, she's like, hey, I wanted to donate that $100 to someone I know in need of help. Well, you need to tell me these things sooner, guys. I'm Blender at 1580 The Fanatic. If there's any issues with any prizes or anything, that is where you let me know, and I'll always do whatever I can to help as fast as I can. Senior Wake and Bake says, Keon, you're wrong. Your whole Washington conspirators are a homeless version of a real NFL team. Jeez. Well, yeah, Keon had said that his quarterback was the homeless man's version of Kyler Murray.
That can't be true because they won 7 games with him. So I don't know. This is a team that desperately needs a quarterback to just be an average team, but they're close to being an average team. So
man, you may as well be homeless the way FedEx Field is disintegrating around you.
FedEx Field isn't even really a field.
I mean, I guess you have an address, even if the whole thing crumbles. There's still an address, so technically, you're not homeless.
Technically, but I mean, the FedEx Field is a swamp masquerading as a football field.
I think Kerry Lake wants to charge homeless people property tax for wherever they have a tent. I'm pretty sure that's a true story. Augie says, Randy, wasn't it? Oh, I already read that. He says, since Kyler Murray is having a tantrum, does that make him having a little short in fanfare? Augie, you're drunk. Text back. Random texter says, Jeffrey, I just wanted to text in and say, God bless you. I have a feeling you will sneeze again. You mentioned you were going to talk about Kyler Murray in the Super Bowl. Yeah, we know. Kyler Murray will always fall short of the Super Bowl. Not really where we were going with that, but all right. Supersonic Roo says, wait, Jeffrey is behind the text line? No surprise there. Yeah, I'm always behind in the text line, people. I'm trying. There's like 100 damn texts right here. I'm doing my best. Just the Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Very entertaining game yesterday. If the Bengals get an offensive line, they'll be back. Rams might have some serious money problems coming up, though. Cardinals are primed to win in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the Rams' money problems are not the open door to the Cardinals that you might have thought. Just saying. Wiggy My Piggy says, to all the listeners that enjoyed the halftime show, it's time to remind them to schedule their colonoscopy.
Oh, no, I enjoyed it. What am I old?
Yeah, you're not old enough for a colonoscopy.
That's what I'm saying. I enjoyed
well, then you did not enjoy the show. Hefty Lefty says those Impalas lined up on the field were in order of year. It was a nice touch. 62, 63, 64. Is that the birth dates of Snoop Dogg and Dre and whatever? I'm serious. I have no idea how old these guys are. Mr. Pringle says, good news, Cardinals. Kyler vows to continue to grow. He shows me, okay, this is what Kyler Murray, I guess, said when he set the record straight. I played this game for the love of it. My teammates, everyone who has helped me get to this position that believed in me to win championships. All of this nonsense is not what I'm about. It never has been, never will be. Anyone who's ever stepped between those lines with me knows how hard I go. Love me or hate me, but I'm going to continue to grow and get better. And then he does one of these.
That's the I love you sign.
Is it? Wait, okay. Then maybe he does one of these.
That's the I love you sign.
God damn it. Okay.
Still the I love you sign.
It's not like devil horns?
No.
Is that hook'em horns?
No.
Because
does that hurt you? Does that hurt you, Keon?
No, you're not doing it correctly.
How do you do it?
I'm not going to tell you.
I can look it up online.
Well, you will have to look it up online.
I've done it before, right? Oh,
I know.
Oh, well.
I'm not going to remind you, though.
If you give Keon the hand signal of the horns down, he's got a hand signal he'd like to give you.
Beat you to it. All right. Blissel Hayes says Cardinals should trade Kyler and J.J. Watt to Green Bowl Packers for Aaron Rodgers, then fire Kingsbury and hire Byron Leftwich as the head coach. Well, first off, J.J. Watt, is he on a multi-year deal? I thought he was on a 1-year deal.
I think it's 2 years.
Is it? I'm guessing there's a no trade clause. J.J. Watt's a big star. Yeah, Kyle, I have Keon look that up there. Ukla says Calvin Johnson was a marginal receiver. What?
Wow. Wow. That is the worst take of the day there.
I'm going to. Are you?
Wow.
Do we have listeners who are actually too young to watch Calvin Johnson? Because that's the only. It's the only acceptable conclusion that I can come to. For you to actually have that opinion and say it out loud on purpose for people to hear.
Everybody calm down. Calm down. He might have been sarcastic. Let's give him a chance to say if he was. Because he says, yeah, Calvin Johnson was a marginal receiver. There's a lot of misspellings in this too. Can I read it to you the way it really came to me?
Did he?
Sure.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson wad a marginal receiver.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
he could be drunk or he could be sarcastic.
Or I guess when we were talking about Matthew Stafford's receivers over the years, he could have not heard us mention Calvin Johnson as the exception. That's also possible.
But you did say he had nothing but marginal receivers.
After Calvin Johnson, I said, name somebody after Calvin Johnson on that depth chart. I literally
Maybe what Ookla needs is one of those little candles you stick in your ear and burn it so the earwax gets sucked out. Sheriff Tom says, Stafford, Hall of Fame quarterback, 60 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. So that means 25% of his passes caught were to the wrong team. No, that's not what it means.
Why does Sheriff Tom sound like Clint Eastwood?
He didn't throw 100 passes because that would be the stat you're talking about. He actually threw a lot more than that. So got to work out in that math a little bit there, Sheriff Tom. With all due respect, please don't hurt me. Senior Wakenbake says Murray was at the game, but due to unfocus, was unable to pick him on monitor.
Yeah.
These are getting worse and worse as they get drunker and stoneder.
Yep.
Let's see. Ukulamak says, well, you guys said Stafford had nobody to throw to.
Except Calvin Johnson. I said, name someone on the depth chart after Calvin Johnson. I thought someone was going to toss out maybe Nate Burleson, who was a pretty decent receiver that Matthew Stafford once had. But name somebody after that. You need a receiving core because Calvin Johnson, God bless him, had that one fantastic comeback against the Dallas Cowboys. He was literally triple teamed and still catching passes. But the fact of the matter is that when your best target is being triple teamed and you'd rather throw it to that guy than anybody else, that ought to tell you about the rest of the receivers that are there.
So Fish Tank, I think, is just starting stuff now.
Uh-oh.
Calvin Johnson was a better receiver than Randy Moss, he says.
Well, okay. You pump the brakes on that, though.
Randy Moss.
Calvin Johnson, had he played longer, would have maybe put up some of those numbers that you associate with the Randy Moss, but he didn't play quite as long.
Can I just say something about this Fish Tank, though? There's a reason, Randy, you can say automatically Randy Moss was better because nobody's yelling, you got Johnson.
There's probably many reasons for that.
Pretty sure Jimmy Johnson did that quite frequently.
Yeah, because that sounds dirty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You got
Johnson.
You got Moused.
Yeah.
You got Johnson. Like, hey. That's actually better.
Ooh.
We have a new texter here on the text line, ladies and gentlemen. A new texter. 7077. Is that like did you get your phone number because of the ASU score? 77-7. That'd be funny. But 7077 says, y'all ever think half the drunk texts are just people driving down the 101?
Yep. Could be. You're exactly right. Using voice to text. Yep.
I don't know about the 101, but there was a wrong way accident again on the I-10 westbound this morning around 7:30 a.m. So how on that stretch of freeway do you not figure out a wrong way, immediately? But
it could not be more obvious, but okay.
Hoping everybody's okay out there. Fish Tank says Calvin Johnson is Bo Jackson. Randy Moss is Jerry Rice. Okay. Fish Tank, what? Calvin Johnson is Bo Jackson. Randy Moss is Jerry Rice.
I guess great careers, but without the longevity. Randy played forever. Jerry Rice played even more forever. Where Calvin Johnson, shorter. I'm guessing that's the analogy being made there. Bo Jackson had a great run, but it wasn't that long because once
but Calvin Johnson hung it up because he was tired of being ripped off, quote unquote, by the organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, that last season that Calvin Johnson played, every finger on his right hand was broken, and he still played all the way to the end of the season. And felt like the organization wasn't giving back to him what he was giving, and that's fair.
Talk about a stolen career. What the Lions did to Megatron was worse than what the Lions did to Stafford. At least Stafford got the hell out. King Kitten says, I recently tried those earwax drops. Does the earwax candle work? I don't know. I've heard people say that it does, but make sure you have a friend, because as you're lying there with the candle burning and the earwax coming out of your ear, I got a feeling that's a fire hazard. You know, you don't want to set your hair on fire or your house. So
I think it'd be quite fun for a little while.
Never done it. Read up on whether it's a good idea or not. But you know, I've always been intrigued by that. I just never got around to it. I've always been too busy to lay down for like that long.
I know somebody that lit their hair on fire using a what do you call them, hair curlers things?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Who's that?
Well, I don't want to say it on the air.
Do I know him?
I could, yes, but I contemplated not putting it out.
Keon?
No.
Oh. Well, you guys are the only people I know.
It's from a former life from mine.
Oh, okay. Ukla says Randy Moss got kicked out of 2 different schools. Stellar individual right there. Straight cash, homie. Seeing your wake and bake says Fish Tank's a jackass. Okay. Well,
where did that come from?
Don't know why he's so angry. By the way, new texter.
Really cool. What's going on?
7077. This is your chance, but go ahead and get that texter nickname in there. And if you need any help, of course, Randy will help you. He's got a list of potential new texter nicknames. Any good new ones on that list, Randy?
Nothing new. We just it keeps growing. As a matter of fact, I keep getting great names from the fourth dimension. Whenever the fourth dimension gives me a new name, I add it to the list. So I've got a bunch of them on there.
Dude, I'm really worried about this guy. I don't want to give out his full phone number, but the first 3 numbers are 666. I'm not even kidding. It's not the area code. I'm not saying the area code, but how do you go around?
I wonder if he talks like this. Hello, this is Satan.
I should have never dialed 666. Oh my God.
That's probably why it ends with so many 7s to kind of balance out a little bit.
It doesn't work.
Leave a message at the beep. And maybe I'll call you back.
Or Satan's answer machine.
Hello. No, just kidding. I'm not here. More torture from hell.
So let's ask the question. What the hell was going on with the referees in that game? Let me take you through what I saw. I saw no calls, tons of holding. Right there in front of referees. In fact, I'm pretty sure I saw some referees holding. That's how much holding there was not called in the first 3 quarters of the game. So much pass interference, so much holding, so much stuff. You're like, no flag? Really? No flag? And then at the end of the game, my wife says, oh my God, the referees are winning this for the Rams. And I thought, yeah, it kind of feels that way, but take a step back. I don't think that was the direction that was the directive. It was not the Rams need to win this. I think the directive was from the NFL. Take it easy on the flags the first 3 quarters. Towards the end, when it matters, then you get more specific, because
why
every play they called holding on was correct in the fourth quarter. There was not, except for that one on 55. It wasn't holding. What was that?
There was interference.
That was boo-boo. That one was a bad call, but the rest of the calls should have been called earlier in the game. So I think the NFL says, be easy on them the first 3 quarters, the last quarter, because those are the plays everybody talks about the next day. Get those calls right.
But what does that do? It does nothing. If you're not going to call the game the same way for all 4 quarters, then I don't understand why you don't call holding in the first quarter and you call it when it's late in the fourth quarter in a crucial situation. Any
Less
pass
flags.
interference?
Less
Oh my
flags.
God.
Be honest. Less flags means the game moves better and it's more enjoyable for us. They're not getting those little ticky tack calls, all that. It just keeps going, and
well,
it's a better game for the viewers.
Yeah.
But that last quarter, oh boy, that's when everybody's going to go crazy if you get it wrong.
But
they did get it wrong. They did get it wrong.
Well, they got one wrong.
When Donaldson pushed Burrow out of bounds like that.
That should have been.
That should have been.
Because he was in bounds.
That was nuts. He was
already giving
going
himself
out of
up, Keon.
But that's the thing is he hadn't actually done it yet, and so we've seen the Patrick Mahomes. I'm going right up to the sideline, and then he comes back in.
Burrow
was
had
clearly
reduced
going.
speed.
Yeah,
he'd reduced speed. And he was at an angle, and there was no way he was going to pull a Patrick Mahomes on that. And don't be honest. Donald pushed him out of frustration on purpose at that moment.
He did, but the player was still in bounds, and it doesn't matter if he almost gave himself up. He hadn't done it yet.
Well, I want to see some serious hits on Patrick Mahomes now.
Okay, but they throughout the regular season, when players are still in bounds, they let that hit go.
Well,
I got to
tell you,
be out.
I got to tell you that hit, and then you compare to that hit in the end zone that Bell put on Cooper Kupp, and they called that unnecessary roughness. That was a big pile of BS as well. That was a football hit.
Maybe it was a make good because they totally missed Jamar Chase. Was Jamar Chase right that put the face mask on Jalen Ramsey?
No, that was Higgins.
Who was Higgins? Higgins put a
Higgins.
face mask, yanked his head around, and that was a touchdown. So was it a touchdown?
Yeah, it was a 75-yard touchdown.
So that was absolutely. Now, of course, the referee says, "Oh, he didn't grab him." Oh, okay. So seeing eye dog time for Ron Torbert, but so maybe it was a make good. I don't know. But listen, these guys are bad. We know that. But if you look at the entirety of the game. No call, no call, no call, no call, no call, no call. And then suddenly some calls. Now, whether they got them all right or wrong, I guess is irrelevant. But I think that is what they were told to do. Take it easy the first three quarters, get serious the last.
Doesn't make sense.
I sure hope not, because that's not how any of these guys referee all season long. There's a flow to the game. There's some calls that you're going to go, okay, that there was a little bit of a grabbing there, but I'm going to say that that's not a hold. And then the result is a little bit later on, you can consistently make calls like that. If you go no call early and then make calls late, you haven't even set a precedent in the game. So the players are like, what the hell? That wasn't holding earlier.
No, I agree. The players will see, okay, this is how we're doing this. All right, I know what I can do. But they didn't go the other way. You know what I mean? They didn't go, call, suddenly not calling penalties. They went the other way, which should be shame on the players. Just because you think you can get away with a hold doesn't mean you should do the hold. Just because you think you can get away with pass interference doesn't mean you should do the pass interference. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so since it happens on every possession, if we watch the game of football where nobody broke any rule, you'd watch it. It'd be an unwatchable game. So that's why we have the officials, and it's up to them to sort of set the tone of this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. And let the players adjust. Once you change the rules, essentially, in the fourth quarter, no one can be consistent.
I got to tell you, I agree 100% with Alex, and I think a lot of people in America say the same thing.
Why would the NFL suddenly call down to one of the referees and says, Tobert, all right, it's time.
Well,
the Rams have to win this game.
I don't know what takes place, and I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying they called that fourth quarter in favor of the Rams because there was BS going on both sides, both teams, and they weren't calling it against the Rams.
Why didn't they take him down for the face mask? Why didn't they take down Higgins for the face mask on the Rams?
That's my point exactly. Why start making calls now in the fourth quarter when they're on the damn goal line? When they're on the goal line.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was a rhyme or reason to which team. I think the thing was just to make it more watchable at the beginning.
I don't know.
Get serious at the end.
I thought the Rams had momentum in the fourth, and so the officiating. I agree with Jeffrey. I think the officiating favored them, but I don't think that it was. We're winning this for LA. It just didn't look like that to me.
I'm not calling out conspiracy here. I'm just saying it was awfully suspicious that when the Rams were driving and they got caught holding, there was offsetting penalties, and they called Bell in the corner of the end zone with a completely fine, no problem. They didn't explain why it was roughing the passer. He went into Cooper Kupp, who had possession of the ball, and he made a hit on him, trying to separate him. There was no spearing. There was no leading with the helmet. He just went into him. So he roughed him up as he hit him. The last time I checked, this was still tackle football. If you're going to do that, put a pair of flags on the guy. That's all I got to say.
Favorite call of the entire game. The
No,
other
I
stuff
agree.
I
It was
thought
garbage.
was kind of close for some of them, but that call,
that should have sent the Rams 10 yards back.
You're exactly right.
And yeah, I agree with you on it being the wrong call. I can't get on the same page saying, oh, well, the refs did this to the Rams on purpose. Like this was a premeditated
I don't know.
thing.
I mean, I don't know that Alex, I don't know what she's thinking, but I can tell you what I thought right away is, oh, dear God, here we go. The Rams are going to win because of these horse crap calls.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will talk more about this. We'll talk about the refereeing. We'll also, were there any good Super Bowl commercials? I didn't feel like there really was, but maybe you guys thought there was some. It's like, what happened to the Super Bowl? It used to be like a big deal. It just seemed like a regular Sunday afternoon game, didn't it? I don't know. We'll come back and talk about that too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Now that the Super Bowl is in the books, we can start looking forward to next year's Super Bowl and for the Arizona Cardinals. And there's some uncertainty right now at their quarterback situation with Kyler Murray. They currently are tied for the 10th best odds to win it all next year. They pay out at plus 2,400. They are tied with the Chargers, the Titans, the Browns, and also the Indianapolis Colts. The Chiefs and the Bills have the best odds at plus 700. The Rams, Cowboys, Packers, 49ers, Bengals, Ravens, and Broncos all also have better odds than the Cardinals to win it all. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
This is Dale Hellestray from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 or visit cbialliance.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
The dictionary describes madness as frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right. We define it like this.
There's the pass to Laker. Puts it up. James it through for the win.
The madness is coming. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, the home for March Madness.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tomorrow night, college basketball. Kentucky is at Tennessee at 6:45 p.m. Wednesday, GCU's got California Baptist at 7:45 p.m. Then on Saturday, Texas Tech is at Texas at 10:15 a.m. And then Saturday afternoon, GCU's got New Mexico State in the rivalry game, 5:45 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. And don't forget, guys, today is Valentine's Day. If you haven't done anything yet, you're screwed. And then you won't be. So, yeah, this is not the time to realize it's Valentine's Day, but well, as Red Green says, we're all in this together. Good luck. Yep. Fan says, Happy Valentine's Day. And she sent a Valentine with Tweety. This is like you used to get in kindergarten. Remember you get that thing with the little sayings in it?
Will you be my Valentine? Yeah.
Nowadays, you have to give everybody in the class one. And I think that's bull crap. They're like, then somebody's feelings are going to get hurt if you don't give them it. I'm like, well, but what if that guy is a jerk? I don't want to give a dude I'm giving a girl a Valentine's Day card. I'm not giving a dude one. And then I'm not going to give the girl that stabbed me in the leg with a pencil that time. That really happened. Right. I'm not going to give her a card. Up yours, Carol. And her name was Carol. Although it was probably my fault. I think I've told this story before. Maybe I haven't.
Yeah.
At this age, you probably told all the stories before. But
just go ahead. We'll listen to you.
Well, I'm sitting there at a table, like a test table, right?
Yeah.
And you got the number 2 pencil, you got the paper, and you're filling in them little circles, right? Well, I'm sitting there next to my crush, Janine.
Oh,
on my right.
Well, all right.
Mean Carol on the left.
Uh-oh.
I had to sneeze. I don't. Oh no! I'm crushing on her, so I sneezed the other direction, not on her, but a big boog came out my nose and went right on her test paper.
Oh boy!
And she's
no
like,
wonder she stabbed you in the leg with a pencil.
Yeah, she totally. And I still, to this day, I have a piece of lead there. I'm not kidding. You can see the point where because she broke it off in me, man. She wasn't messing around. I didn't mean to. I didn't want to, but I did.
Jeffrey, nobody means to, do they, Jeffrey?
Well, I learned at that point was, do of these.
I'm going to have you come in after class and write 1,000 times on the board. I will not blow boogs on, what was her name?
Carol.
Carol's paper anymore.
Yeah. It was this is Mrs. Holt's class in 3rd grade.
No, this is Mr. White's class, and you need to come in.
No. And well, let me just tell you, she was mean already. I didn't make her mean with that. She was mean to begin with. And, what I should have done was not sneeze. And then what happened was I get stabbed in the leg. And of course, then Janine, what's going on? Oogie boogie on my paper. And then now, there goes
now
that.
you're embarrassed. Yeah.
I wasn't embarrassed. I actually thought it was funny as hell. Janine didn't. And that was the end of that potential crush. I got crushed on that. So life lesson. Life lesson.
By the way, I have an update on your question that you asked earlier.
Which question is that?
The average age of the Lakers versus the average age of the halftime show.
All right. So which is it? Who's older? Average age of the halftime show for the Super Bowl or the stanky Los Angeles Lakers?
It is the halftime show of the Super Bowl significantly.
By how much?
The average age of the halftime show is 47 years old. The average age of the Los Angeles Lakers is 30.6.
Okay, what if you only just did the starters?
I see what you're trying to do here.
I have a feeling that age goes up, but still probably the halftime show wins. By the way, I don't know if you've seen the standings lately, but man, do the Lakers suck. They have 20 less wins than we have. They are 20 and a half games back on a 3-game losing streak right now. In the meantime, Devin Booker had a nice 26 points. DeAndre Ayton was 17, taking down the Orlando Magic 132-105.
Uh-huh.
But wow, did the Lakers suck.
Mm.
And our next game is against the Clippers, who also suck. They have 28 wins.
So what's that about the Lakers?
Wow, they suck.
Burn in hell, Lakers! Burn in hell, Lakers!
Yeah, and guess what? They are currently burning in hell as we speak.
You like the edit there?
Yes, I saw that. It was like, so not as good news for the Coyotes, who did make an attempt to come back and try to win the game. They did play the Tampa Bay Lightning tough, but they lost. And that's
Come on,
all
man.
I have
It's
to say
going to
about that.
happen. The Coyotes have they've had some courageous wins. They have shown some promise, but look, this is the way it's going to be.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. Let's read some texts, get caught up, and then we'll talk a little bit more about, I guess, the Super Bowl. Fan says, how many times do I have to apologize for stabbing you with a pencil, Jeffrey? That was not you. That was an organ. Fish Tank says, Senior Wake and Bake is probably high. Yeah, he's angrily high. Again, the only person on the planet I've ever known to be angry high. Daylight Drew says it'll be interesting to see how college game day goes down in Tucson on Saturday, given Jay Bilas's hatred for the Cats.
Well, Jay Billis is a former Duke man, so he's usually thumbing his nose at somebody that's not a blue blood team.
Ukla the Mock says, I wonder if old Phil's switched back to the Suns yet. I hope so, because then the tattoo makes more sense.
Lakers!
You didn't have to edit there. Senior Wake and Bake says, Fish Tank, stick to volleyball, you dead weight. Big George says, at least we finally had a referee in the Super Bowl that was wearing Mr. Magoo glasses. So that should have, yeah, that does make it. I call him Reno 911 because he looks like the guy from Reno 911. So that's
okay.
But Mr. Magoo's not bad. Lost Toby says NFL does this whole referee fiasco, so we talk about it for weeks. If they had great officiating, we wouldn't talk about the NFL. Also, Donald was super offsides on a 4th and 1. I didn't catch that, didn't see that, but yeah, another no call if that's true.
Several times. Yeah.
Mr. Pringle says the refs were just following the script. NFL is rigged. Wiggy My Piggy says, I did hear that there's going to be a commercial for Jurassic Park, but I think I got that confused with the halftime show. Oh, jeez, not bad. By the way, were there any good commercials? What do you guys think? Any good commercials?
There were a couple, and I can't think, but they didn't stand out very much. The one where what's his face got tackled, and he said, "I am hittable."
Yeah, the guy who looks like he's in perpetual rehab. What's his name?
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson. Yeah,
I mean that was pretty good.
It was okay,
but
it
wasn't stand out.
Okay, Keon, anything stand out for you?
Yeah, there were a couple of commercials I remember chuckling, but I was actually talking to a friend of mine while we were watching the game, and he pointed out something, which is that most of these commercials are the shtick is the people in the commercial are way too famous to be in the commercial, so they didn't even bother to write jokes. It's just, hey, look, isn't it funny that Paul Rudd's in this ad? Isn't it hilarious that Guy Fieri's in this commercial? And that was the commercial. Like there wasn't
spoiler alert. No, it wasn't. It wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't funny. But that's.
By the way,
it seemed like that was the plan.
How far in did you get before you told your friend to shut the hell up and watch the game?
I didn't.
What's wrong with you?
If someone's trying to, if someone doesn't usually watch a ton of football and they're there checking out the commercials during the commercials and talking during the commercials.
I don't give a crap who you are. I don't care about it. Listen, here's what happens. During the game, you shut the hell up unless it's cheering or about the game. Like, what was that call? That's it. You don't get chatty. Yeah. And then during the commercials, I guess you can chat away during the commercials if you want. Because
that's what we were talking about during the commercials.
Did you guys see the Budweiser commercial?
The horse?
The horse was galloping across the Great Plains there.
All I could think is the dog was going, maybe minute that horse is going to fall down, and that's dog food.
Dog was standing there watching his friend, the horse, gallop across the plains and didn't quite make the jump over the barbed wire fence. And then the dog went and got help like Lassie. You got to go. You got to come pick up the horse. He fell down. He's hurt. And then suddenly he was transporting to the barn and they were wrapping his leg. They didn't know if he was going to walk again. The young Clydesdale suffering from an injury to his what was it, a paw? What do you call that? Leg?
Hoof.
Ankle?
Yeah, it's a hoof.
His hoof. Oh no, it's one day. He rose again one morning without the dog even knowing. The horse got back up to his feet and he started walking again. And he galloped down the barn into the sunrise and the dog barked and everyone was happy. Everyone was whole again. Oh, Budweiser, you've done it again.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed by that at all. In fact, if I had directed the commercial, it would have been horse is lying there. Remember, the horse is lying there, and then the dog is like, and the horse is lying there like, and the only thing that would get the horse up is the Purina truck pulls up outside. Oh, Jesus, it jumps up. I'm fine. Starts doing a little dance, jumping over barrels. That's okay. You can leave now. I'm fine. I'm not dead yet. That's the way I would have. That's Super Bowl gold right there if I'd have done that.
Yeah, that would have been magical.
I don't. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I just didn't see the horse commercial the same way you did.
It's not the same Super Bowl without a Budweiser commercial to make, get you right in the feelers. You know what I mean?
Didn't touch my feelers.
Well, I got me right in the feelers. I cracked open a new Coors Light and I pondered that spot.
They put Tommy Lee Jones in a Toyota about 15 years too late. The E-Trade baby was like, okay. Larry David, that had potential to be the best Super Bowl commercial, but like any good Saturday Night Live skit, ran on too long. Yeah, there's just nothing. Salma Hayek, along with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was playing Zeus. It
was okay.
The little football players trashing the place commercial. Didn't we already see that with live action a few years ago? For the 100. So Mike Myers. Okay.
How about the Nissan commercial when what's his name?
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy takes over with the car.
That was pretty good and also went too long. And
it was a bit too long.
Yeah. Coinbase, that thing that bounced around on the screen the whole time. I was like, I don't know what this is, and I'm not going. My wife goes, well, you should do the QR code. No, I refuse. I don't want to know who this is.
Big George and I agree. That commercial was stupid.
If you paid millions of dollars for a Super Bowl commercial and didn't bother to show me the commercial, that's on you.
It'll be interesting to see if their return on investment comes in, because they weren't advertising towards me and you, Randy. They were advertising towards the younger people who would go click, go, oh, cool, and then maybe get interested.
So, Keon, did you do that? Did you click on the QR code?
No. Not even remotely interested.
Well, his friend wouldn't shut the hell up for even a moment. So how could he even concentrate? This guy is jabber the whole game.
Just during the commercials, he was fine. It's all good.
Anna Kendrick doing the Rocket Homes, Rocket Mortgage, Barbie Dream House. That had potential to be better than it was. And then they're like, ooh, we could buy Castle Grayskull. It was like, but didn't. I don't know. Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen's was pretty good, but I'd seen that already online accidentally. So I don't know.
I thought
brass singing was dumb.
I thought the what was it, the Uber Eats ad was pretty funny.
Oh, where Gwyneth Paltrow takes a bite out of her vagina candle and goes, yeah, I didn't find that.
I didn't catch that, but all the people eating all the ridiculous the antiperspirant, the makeup brush.
I think that was counter to advertising. Makes you go, I'm not ordering Uber Eats anymore.
I thought it was pretty good.
So I don't know. I didn't feel like it was. I didn't have the spark, the tingle of, looky, it's the Super Bowl. You know,
you're right.
The game didn't feel that. The halftime show was really well produced, but did you feel? I didn't feel that. Ooh, it wasn't. None of it was. You know,
I really liked the halftime show. The game felt very clunky. It was a lot of mistakes and a lot of not the best foot forward for either team, which I didn't expect for the Rams really, because I thought that. Minus Matthew Stafford, this team's been here before. I thought they'd come out a little cleaner, and they didn't. And then, of course, the commercials didn't have that same life either. Yeah, it felt like a very unusual Super Bowl.
I wonder if anybody got $7 million worth of, oomph out of them commercials. I just don't see them. All right, we must take a break. We'll come back. We have On This Date and Big Georgia Sports History on the way. We'll try to catch up with your text, but I doubt it'll ever happen. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2022 Winter Games, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Can the U.S. women's hockey team do it all over again? Well, forward Hillary Knight and company will be seeking their second straight gold medal when they face off against Canada on Wednesday night. The Americans advanced to the gold medal game after skating past Finland in the semifinals this morning 4-1. Canada moved on with a 10-3 win over Switzerland. 25-year-old Vermont native Megan Nick earned bronze in today's women's aerials final. And the U.S. finished 10th in the men's team large hill ski jumping final, with Austria, Slovenia, and Germany taking gold, silver, and bronze, respectively. Another full day of competition gets underway shortly in a few hours from now, with medals being awarded in alpine skiing, snowboarding, and freestyle skiing. Norway still leads the overall medal count with 21, including 9 golds. The U.S. has 16 overall, 7 golds, 6 silvers, and 3 bronze. With this Winter Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. We can help you save on the right oil for your vehicle. Right now, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Castrol Edge Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $35.99. Visit one of our 6,000 stores or order from AutoZone.com for same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
It's time to spread game. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming with an all-new tour. 4 quarters of big plays, ankle-breaking moves, and ball-handling wizardry. Do they dunk? Do they dunk? See the stars rattle the rim in the all-new in-game dunk contest. This is the team everyone can cheer for. The Spread Game Tour is coming. Playing in Phoenix and Glendale on March 5th and 6th. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com.
1580 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Got the Daytona 500 coming up on Sunday, Randy.
How about that?
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl, they say, of NASCAR.
Yep.
That
High
happens at the
speeds,
beginning of the season for
high speeds, high thrills. Yeah. Oh no, it's the richest paying race. It is the diamond race to capture if you're an NASCAR owner, driver, pit crew guy, whatever it is. This is the race.
Cool. We'll talk more about the race on Friday when we do the race setup with Randy White. But right now, just one moment, please. You heard we had the Olympic update. So evidently these Olympics are important to somebody here at the radio station.
Oh, hang on. Let me get my music here. Hang on.
No need. There's no need for the music. We don't need music.
Go ahead. I'm ready. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Well, I was just going to say, it's nice to see the United States is now in 3rd place in the medal count. 7 gold, 6 silver, 3 bronze. No doping. Can't say the same for the ROC, can you? Was that true that there's some kid that was doping and they said, oh, no, we're going to let them dope because they're underage? Is that true? Or did I just read something on Twitter I shouldn't have listened to?
They didn't ban her. She can continue to compete. There will just be if she wins, there will be no ceremony celebrating her win.
Wait a second, but if this is Camilla Valieva, and she failed a drug test in December.
Yep.
Well, they knew about it already.
Yep. And she's competing. Isn't that fun?
They shouldn't let her.
And that's why I don't like to watch the Olympics, because there's corrupt as hell, and they don't care. They just don't care.
All right, I was going to talk about how the oldest Olympian won gold, 40-year-old Nick Baumgartner, and Lindsay Jekyll.
Yeah,
her name is my name too. Got gold in snowboard, but I don't care about this anymore. So stupid Olympics. They told you the Olympics are stupid.
Well, let me go ahead and
such
fade
a
that out.
non-sport sports and everything.
I blew the dust off that record for nothing.
I mean, to get all boomer on everybody, but remember when the Olympics were kind of cool and something to be proud of?
Yeah, well, now you can dope and get away with it and still get your gold and go home. You just don't get to have a ceremony at the end with the flag coming down and your national anthem, celebrating.
That's the point. The point. Remember when the Olympics used to be awesome? Pepperidge Farms remembers. 888-368-1580. Bala 51 says football season is officially over, and so's my 6-month vacation. So back to work today and listening to you idiots as well. It sounds like Keon won the Thunderdome match against Phil. Thank Madden, the only real God. Okay.
The what match against Phil?
Thunderdome. He is
Thunderdome.
in Bala 51's mind. And the last time he texted was September 9th, 2021. Back when Phil, I think, was training you, he had the idea that there was probably some Thunderdome fight match and you won.
It was a death match between you and Phil, and you won.
I think a bag of chips could beat Phil. I'll be honest. He'd struggle trying to get a bag of chips open. I don't think he's fighting anybody. But I mean, Keon doesn't seem like the guy who would fight anybody.
No, not really. I'm pretty chill.
Can you handle yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to, and I did a year of boxing, and I feel like I learned a lot from that, and had a lot of fun doing it. I'd like to get back into it again, but that's.
Can I just clarify? When he says boxing, he worked at Amazon boxing, shipments. It's not the same thing.
In an actual boxing gym, in a ring. It was the Randazzo Brothers boxing gym in San Antonio.
You bought
one of those
packages for Amazon in a boxing ring?
Yeah, but like a belt with a tape gun on it.
Makes no sense.
It's fine. We don't have to talk about it. It's okay.
Are you any good at boxing?
Yeah, I was okay. I don't think I did it long enough to really like develop the skill, but they were charging $60 a month. And look, I was working.
Did you have any fights?
I was working at a Domino's Pizza at the time. Yeah, I had a couple of sparring matches. I didn't, but yeah.
Domino's Pizza.
Did you win?
I won one, lost one. So it was okay. But I love doing it. I like the training for it and all that. I'd like to get back into it.
Yeah.
Did he say Domino's Pizza?
He fought a guy at Domino's Pizza. Something.
Is that what? Okay.
Right. Something about his last check. I'm barely paying attention to. 888-368-1580. The Berg says, better late than never. Congratulations, Cardinals, on your 2022 Super Bowl.
Who said that?
Berg.
Evil Berg.
Thanks, Berg. Evil Berg is back.
Thanks,
Rough
Berg.
Rob says, Kobe says, don't play the Burn in Hell Lakers song.
Who said that?
Well, Kobe's in hell, so he probably,
Lakers. Burn in hell, Lakers.
Scratch Me Because says, did you see the commercial with the blind brother? Was that Mr. Wilbur? You know what? We weren't going to say anything about it, but yes.
Damn.
Yes, it was. Fish Tank says, man, what the hell did I say to take all the shots today? Probably nothing.
as it usually goes around here. You don't have to say much.
Senior Wake and Bake does have one positive text today.
Okay.
He said the Pringles can one was funny.
Yeah, I kind of like that one.
right.
But I think it was funny relative to all the other ones because there wasn't just a famous person in it for no reason. It was just, here's a bit, and we played out the bit.
Boomer Sooner says, yeah, about the horse and the horizon there, Randy. The fence. I was in the bathroom for that one.
You missed that one?
You can look all these up online, Boomer
You
Sooner.
missed the one about the dog and the Clydesdale. They caught his hoof on the barbed wire, and he couldn't walk for a while. The damn dog had to carry him all the way back into the barn. And
the dog
and
didn't carry
Uncle
the horse
Jess
to the barn.
And Sally came in and bandaged up his damn hoof, and he was laying there on the straw. And oh my God! And then it was touch and go for a while. You didn't know that the horse was on his side for a while.
Jumped up out
God.
of some hay.
And then the thing got up and started walking, and off into the sunset goes the horse. I almost spilled my iced tea.
Yeah.
Off into the sunset, and the dog
Totally
and the horse,
fiction.
and the horse, and they were talking. Oh, it was wonderful. You missed all of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That crap
Wow.
don't happen in real life. Here's what happens. A horse gets spooked, jumps the fence, hurts its leg. Next thing you hear is a gunshot. Commercial over. That's the truth.
Really?
That's the truth.
That's so much less fun.
I don't know. And Budweiser, what did you sell me? What did you sell me, Budweiser? Nothing.
A
Nothing.
beer?
Then I didn't know. I'm not going to drink their beer. Anyway, so Big George says, yeah, that Coinbase commercial was stupid. I didn't scan the QR code. I didn't listen at all. Just found out from someone else. We're super cool. He did like the Sopranos commercial. I didn't. I was like, oh, good. The kids are hugging. Okay. Ukla says there are no frogs in Budweiser. FedFan says, the Super Bowl and everything about it stinks. When you think you could just watch the Olympics instead and not think twice about anything involving the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, but I mean, then I'm just thinking that, well, that guy's on drugs. That girl's on drugs. That guy's on drugs. It's just so much more. If there's corruption in both, but I'd say there is infinitesimally more corruption in the Olympics than the NFL.
As far as the Olympics go,
Well, do you think I care? Okay, I really don't.
The money that flies around in the Olympics for these host countries to host it, the corruption is happening even on that level. It's not even close, the NFL and the Olympics.
There's so much corruption on top of the corruption. It's all good. That's how much corruption there is. The corruption is corrupting the corruption. And so now the corruption is swinging around. It's weird and freakish. And that's the only reason God allows us all to live, because he is intrigued by this.
Now you know.
Pringle says, yeah, Olympics are rigged too. You're a fool if you don't think your betting sites don't know who's doping and who's not in the Olympics. Okay.
You're a fool.
Bruno Baller says, I like the old Budweiser commercials, animated beer bottles, playing football, that kind of thing. King Kitten says, I miss when the setting sunlight would shine on Phil's face. Keon, is the sun in your eyes yet? No, because Keon was smart enough to put something in the window so he doesn't get blinded every day in the afternoon.
It's called closing the blinds.
Yeah, Phil couldn't quite master that.
I like seeing. I mean, maybe Phil thought that the light was hitting his good side or whatever. I like being able to use my eyes to drive home when I leave the show.
Yeah, it's like Phil would be like, look, it's the golden hour. Pose.
But also he couldn't see out of one eye when he left you.
That's true. Yeah, he does drive in circles.
To this day, he can't see out of his right eye to this day.
Intern to the main event says, I actually said during the Budweiser commercial that the scenario generally does end in a gunshot. See, I'm glad I'm not the only person thinking it. You're probably means you're a bad person, intern in the main event, but okay. I did start it. So, all right. Budweiser. That's a 15-second commercial if I direct it. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1988, Bobby Allison, at the age of 50, holds off a challenge from his own son, Davey, who is 26 years old, to take the Daytona 500, becoming the oldest driver ever to win NASCAR's most prestigious event. 4 months later, on lap one of a race at Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania, Bobby was involved in a near-fatal crash that ended his career. Wait a second. I shouldn't be reading that part. That's not on this day. The hell's wrong with you, George? Don't give me 4 months from now day in history. Jesus Christ. He was put down immediately on the track. You should have just skipped that part about the injury and went on to say he was one of 8 drivers to win the Grand Slam for NASCAR by winning the Daytona 500, Coca-Cola 600, Winston 500, and Southern 500. But no, you got to go. It's another that. You know, today is Valentine's Day, right?
That's what they tell me.
Yep. Just wanted to say it out loud. There's things I like to say out loud at certain times that are important. One, it's Valentine's Day. You dope. Pull over, go to Fry's, get some flowers, get some candy while there is still some. If there's not still some, go to another store. Don't come home empty-handed. Even if she says, oh, I don't care about that. No, don't come home empty-handed. Don't be a dope. What was the other thing?
I'm a sexy beast.
That's the other thing. I'm a sexy beast. There's something else I was going to say about Valentine's Day.
Food, sex, wine, flowers.
There was something else. COVID. I had COVID. I had two things.
And damn it, when you get home, don't share the COVID.
Forgot the other one. Just completely. Then on the first, I like to tell people to pay their rent. That's what the other one was. What is today? 14th?
14th.
You got 16. No, you got 14 days. Remember, it's a short month.
True.
It's a short month. Don't screw up. Put a reminder in your calendar, your day planner, whatever you're using. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. We had more stuff to talk about with the Super Bowl, but we can't talk about that tomorrow. That just ain't right. Tomorrow,
it's free for the first 24 hours. After that, you have to pay to talk about it.
We're going to have a meeting to figure out with baseball going by the hell are we going to do with a 3-hour show?
Well, a lot of basketball action going on, college and pros.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-hour show probably. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic. See ya.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about.